Deep text.
Martin, how are you feeling?
Not bad, but not particularly great either.
I'm so sorry about what my mom did. I know it's not something that'll go away with an apology, and I doubt you'll ever forgive her. But I promise you, she didn't do it on purpose. So, about the compensation, would you mind maybe rethink?
She didn't do it on purpose, so don't take her to court for compensation. That's what you're about to ask, isn't it?
I mean, it's not exactly like that, but she doesn't have insurance. Look, I'm just gonna be straight with you. She's simply not sure if she can come up with the amount of money you're asking for. It's a lot, Martin.
I'm fully aware of how much it is. But your mom ran over me and now I'm in a wheelchair! Do you understand that? It's like all you can think about is the consequences on your end. No amount of money could ever make up for this. The nerves in my spine and legs are so damaged that they said it'll be a miracle if I ever walk again. Which means I'm not going to be able to continue in the same line of work. My life's been flipped upside down. And you still have the nerve to ask me to not press your mom for money?
I'm sorry, Martin. I'm so sorry. But my mom didn't do it on purpose, I swear.
Duh! If she did, she'd be in prison. Don't get me wrong. I'd be way more satisfied seeing her behind bars. But even if it wasn't on purpose, the result is the same.
Please don't say things like that.
Believe me, Selena, this is me holding back. Let's face it, your mom always hated me.
What? I don't know anything about that.
Oh, you don't? So did you forget about all the times she poked fun at me for being ugly? Or how she said she hates my personality? Or her endless making fun of me for supposedly being infertile? You have no idea how long I've been holding my tongue around that woman. And the only reason I did was for you. But there are some things that can't be overlooked. I'm drawing the line here. She won't get away with this.
But she's super broken up about it too, Martin. She feels terrible and she's really sorry.
If she was that sorry, she could have at least come to see me in the hospital. Not only that, she hasn't even apologized yet. How sorry can she be? It's pretty obvious she has no intention of apologizing. She probably doesn't even care.
Martin, she probably just finds it difficult to talk to you. She's never been one to discuss her emotions, and she always becomes so withdrawn when she's stressed out. I bet she just doesn't know the right way to apologize. She wants to, I just know it. She must be so ridden with guilt that she can't even bring herself to face you.
Whether it's difficult to say it or not, or whether she can't bring herself to face me or not, I can't walk anymore because of her. If she can't do the right thing now, then she never will. Surely the least she could do is give me an apology. Isn't that what any normal person would do in the situation?
You're right. Look, I can't deny anything you're saying, Martin. It's all true. But my mom is so depressed. I've never seen her like this. I think she knows she did something unforgivable and it's eating her up.
Even so.
But please, listen to me. She spoke to me earlier today. She said she wants to be the one who picks you up when you get discharged from the hospital. If you give her the chance and let her meet you, she'll apologize. I just know it.
She's finally ready to see me? On the day of my discharge? She can stick a ride home where the sun doesn't shine. If you're not going to be the one there waiting for me when I get out, I'll take a taxi home.
But Mom said she really wants to go. She practically insisted.
Have you lost your mind? Why would I want to ride home from the person that ran me over?
Please, just give her one chance to apologize to you. I know it took her longer than it should have, but she's finally ready to meet you. At least hear her out. She's desperate to apologize. I just know it. Why else would she want to be the one to give you a ride home?
Ugh. Fine. She can pick me up. But make no mistake, this doesn't mean I forgive her. It just means I'm letting her pick me up. Nothing more, nothing less.
Thank you, Martin. That's totally fine. That's all I'm asking, really.
What the heck do you think you're playing at? Leaving me on the top of a mountain like that? If by any chance, did you abandon me there on purpose? Excuse me?
Well, I never. You actually had a phone signal from up there. Modern technology never ceases to amaze me.
This doesn't make any sense. What are you doing? Why did you leave me up here? You drive me out in the middle of nowhere to the top of some random-ass mountain, lift me out of the passenger seat and put me down in the grass and drive away? I can't walk, damn it! What are you thinking? It's December right now. Do you have any idea how cold it was up there? It was snowing, for crying out loud.
I don't see what the problem is if you're well enough to be messaging me.
Just because by some miracle I was able to get a signal doesn't mean that what you did was okay. If I had no signal, there was a chance I might have died. How could you lead me to a place like that? Do you have any idea how much danger I was in?
But you're alive, aren't you? So quit your whining already. You must have phoned a taxi, right? And I bet you're all warm and snug at home now, right? All's well that ends well.
That's not the point.
Enough of your rambling. I have some news for you. Selena won't be coming home again.
Huh?
I'm seeing to it that she divorces you and marries someone else.
I see. And why exactly are you doing that? Is it because I'm a cripple? What use am I if I can't walk after all? Or perhaps it's because I'm infertile.
Take your pick. Not only does her new man make more money than you, but he's also better looking. He could have been a model if he wasn't such a successful businessman. What's more, he already has a son with his ex-wife, so that proves he's capable of having kids. He ticks all the boxes. All of his male functions are in order, if you catch my drift. Unlike someone we know.
So is this why Selena hasn't been answering my texts or calls? Is this what she wants? Or are you just forcing her?
You can message her all you like, but you're wasting your time. I told her to switch her phone off and keep it off, so good luck. I also told her to relax, put her feet up, and leave all of the divorce proceedings to me.
I see.
I wonder why your wife didn't show up to see you today. Today of all days. The day you, her husband, got out of the hospital after recovering from the accident that left you unable to walk. Can you think of anything a stay-at-home housewife could possibly have to do that would be more important than being reunited with you? Oh, I wonder.
She told me it's something you wanted to tell me? I assume she didn't come because she wanted to let us talk in private. Are you saying that's not the reason?
Obviously not. Are you stupid? Don't answer, that was rhetorical. Oh, Martin, I can't believe I'm finally going to have a grandchild. I can't tell you how relieved I am. You losing the use of your legs was the straw that broke the camel's back for that girl. I'm telling you, her mind's well and truly made up now.
I can't use my legs anymore because of you! You!
Ugh, don't say such horrible things. It was an accident, plain and simple. As far as the accident goes, I'm sorry.
It's actually impressive how casually you're able to say things you don't mean at all. Accident or not, it's your fault this happened. If not for you, I wouldn't be in this wheelchair, and I'd still be able to walk.
Good grief, do you ever stop whining? Put a lid on it, no legs. It was bad enough when you were just infertile, but now you're crippled too? You're literally useless. Oh well, what do I care? Selena's marrying a hunk with the real deal in between his legs and the history to prove it. The worries you've caused us are a thing of the past now.
Have you ever heard of female infertility? I'll have you know, there's nothing wrong with my little guys. They're great swimmers.
Huh?
can't take any more of your crap. It's time you knew the truth. It's not me who's infertile. Selena is the one incapable of having kids.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Is this some kind of coping mechanism? Whatever. If it makes your tragic little existence slightly more bearable, then who am I to stop you?
A coping mechanism? I'm just relaying the results of a fertility check, you delusional toad. My boys are as potent as they come. I'd have been happy with just a normal result. But it turns out, I actually have a higher than average sperm count. I've practically got my own little tadpole army. You can look at the medical certificate if you don't believe me. I've been getting tested fairly regularly since way back.
Oh my god. Is this true? My Selena is infertile? No, it can't be.
It is.
But why? Why did you let me say those things all this time? Why didn't you set me straight if you knew all along?
Isn't it obvious? I had to protect Selena from you. Because I know how horrible you'd be to her if you knew she couldn't have kids. I had no problem with you believing I was infertile while she underwent therapy. That was the price to pay for keeping her safe from you, and so be it. I loved her more than anything, and there's nothing I wouldn't have done to protect her. Honestly, it was a no-brainer. Far from being bothered by a toxic loser like you thinking poorly of me, I wore it as a badge of honor. I've had it now, though. Here's another one for you, too. I've known she'd cheat on me for a long time now.
Huh?
I hired a private investigator. Her behavior got so suspicious that the signs were too strong to ignore. Funnily enough, it was her lover who gave the game away in the end, though.
What? You've known for a while now. But I still haven't even met her new fiancé. Surely I'd know about this.
Interesting. Wait, does this mean that she has a third guy on the go? She's been a busy girl if so. You know what, though? What difference does it make? I don't even want to know. God, she's disgusting. You both make me sick.
Wait, please, none of this makes any sense. I just don't understand.
Nah, I've had enough for one lifetime. We can continue this in court, through our lawyers. Mark my words. You're gonna owe me so much in compensation, you'll wish it was you who got hit by the car. Prepare yourself.
Wait, no, please! This doesn't add up with what Selena told me. She said I wouldn't have to pay you anything.
What planet do you live on? Are there actually people as delusional as you on this planet? I can't walk because of you! You know what? I feel like an idiot now. But I did actually intend on reconsidering taking you to court based on the sincerity of your apology today. I wouldn't have guessed you'd abandon me on top of a mountain in the middle of winter in my wildest dreams! Rest assured, I'll be telling my lawyer all about today's shenanigans too. You made this 10 times worse for yourself. I have to deal with your treacherous witch of a daughter now. So if you'll excuse me, goodbye.
Martin, are you okay?
I have nothing to say to you. You can go through my lawyer from now on. That's all.
Please, I need your help. It's Mom. She's being so horrible to me. And she won't stop. Every single day, the verbal abuse never ends. You're a failure of a human being. What good are you with that barren wasteland of a womb? You'll never fulfill your duties as a woman. I'm ashamed to call you my daughter.
Not my problem. You're getting everything you deserve for cheating on me. I'm infertile, so he'll never find out. God, you make me sick. And you did it in my car. Of all places! I almost threw up watching the dashcam footage. You should probably try and avoid being covered in the smell of your lover's aftershave when you cheat on your next husband. You'll get away with it longer that way.
I'm sorry. Look, my new fiancé broke up with me.
Yeah, I heard about that. He actually had the decency to get rid of you when he found out you were married. Can't say you don't deserve it, though. Oh yeah, there was something else I wanted to ask you. I wonder if you can answer this. I probably won't get another chance to ask you. Why did you cover for your mom when she caused the accident? You covered for your mother after paralyzing me, despite her blatantly being in the wrong. Then you divorced me. What exactly was your endgame? Weren't you worried about your affair getting out? Or did you decide you liked Loverboy more than me when my legs stopped working?
I knew there was no going back for us. I felt awful about it. You've always been so good to me, being there for me when I was going through hard times. You were my rock, and I felt pathetic for what I'd done to you. But I thought that if I could remarry and hide my infertility to my new husband...
You intended on repeating the same mistakes then? You're beyond saving.
Please, Martin, I know I did wrong. I said I'm sorry. You don't have to be so hard on me. I feel horrible enough as it is. Do you have any idea how much it pains me that I'll never have kids of my own? Can you even imagine what that feels like?
Incredible! Only you could claim to be the victim in all this. Give it a rest already. I'm sick of hearing you speak. Would someone in anguish over not being able to have kids really say, "I'm infertile, so he'll never find out," to the man they're cheating on their husband with?
Ugh, what is it with you? Seriously, have you no compassion? I used up all my dad's inheritance money. I have no job, and to top it all off, I'm in tons of debt. Martin, we're both at rock bottom here.
Maybe if you weren't taking out loans and getting wasted all the time, you'd still have some of your own money left. You've only yourself to blame.
Please, I feel like I'm losing it here, Martin. I feel like I've always been a slave to my mom. I want out.
You made your bed, now lie in it. We discussed cutting off ties with your mother when me and you got married, all those years ago. Remember?
Martin, please. Let's make another go of it, please? Can I have one more chance? Will you protect me one more time? I'll do anything, I mean it. And I'll never betray you again, I promise.
Whether you could have kids or not, I've always said I'd be happy as long as I had you. I meant it. I really did. I loved you more than anything, Selena. Whether your mom abused me till she ran out of words to abuse me with, whether it meant struggling financially, I loved you too much to care about any of it.
I know that. I've always been so grateful for you. Can't we go back to being like that, just me and you? I used to be your sugar dumpling, and you my honey pie.
Ugh! It's not happening in a million years, so just give it up. I've lost everything. My legs, my family. I was stabbed in the back by the person I love the most in the world. The one who needs protecting here is me. From you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll look after you from now on. I'll care for you at home. I'll help you with the rehab. Just let me in, please.
I'd rather not. I don't need your apologies either.
I mean it. I'll never betray you again. You're the only reason I have to carry on living, Martin. Let's give it one more shot. Me and you. We can be a team again, just like old times.
Gross. You tossed your disabled husband aside to be with your lover. We're not having this conversation because he broke up with you. Not to mention your abusive health and safety hazards of a mother. What guy in their right mind would marry someone like you twice? I'd rather live alone in the wilderness, on the mountain she abandoned me on. After finalizing divorce proceedings and receiving a tidy sum in compensation from the cheating backstabber and her wicked mother, I embarked on my new life by putting my house up for sale, and I'm currently planning my next move while I wait for a buyer. I heard that Selena got institutionalized with severe mental illness over what happened with me. Like I said before, not my problem. I don't wish her ill. But anything that ever was between us is no more, and will never be again. I wasn't able to press charges on her ex-mother-in-law over paralyzing me in the accident. But I was so livid over the whole abandon on a snowy mountain in the middle of winter trick she pulled that I filed a police report immediately. Apparently, she's going through several rounds of rigorous questioning at the police station. And according to my lawyer, things don't look great for her. I'm sure from her perspective, it was her way of twisting the knife in after paralyzing me and saying goodbye in the most malicious, black-hearted way possible. But as well as becoming notorious among the neighbors for having paralyzed someone through her careless driving, she gained quite the reputation as the crazy old hag who dumps people she doesn't like on the top of mountains. I wasn't able to use my legs at all at first, but after going to the rehab sessions like my life depended on it, I'm now able to take baby steps while grabbing onto railings. It's not much, but more than doctors ever hoped for. I may never be able to walk as well as I used to, but medical technology is advancing leaps and bounds these days. And I've always believed you should never give up hope. So nothing's gonna stop me from giving rehab my all. Thankfully, my company was very understanding and reinstated me from my usual position to office work. Now, I'm leading a stress-free life, doing things I enjoy. They say every cloud has a silver lining, and between the compensation and my savings, I'm in the fortunate position of having a lot of money stashed away. I'm thinking of starting my own company. In any case, I can't tell you how great it feels to not be plagued with so many worries anymore. In a sense, this is the best revenge I could have ever hoped for.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Mom, hope you've been doing well lately. I wanted to talk to you about Christmas this year. We decided that we'll come after all, so all three of us are planning to stay with you guys. Things might get a little hectic, but we're really looking forward to seeing you guys.
I see. And how long will you be staying?
Right now, the plan is just for 2 nights. We'll get there Christmas Eve and leave the next morning.
All right. Well, I shouldn't need to tell you this, but having that many guests in the house will mean a lot of work for me. I expect you to pull your own weight, so be prepared for that.
I was always intending to help out.
There will be cooking, cleaning, decorating, setting out the presents. Oh, my goodness, I'm going to have so much to do. So I hope you aren't planning on relaxing, because as long as I'm working, you're going to be right there beside me.
Okay, I understand, Mom. By the way, I've been meaning to ask you. We sent you a little present for your birthday. Did it arrive yet?
Yes, it came in the mail.
What? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. You never mentioned anything about it, so I was getting a little concerned that it got lost in the mail or something.
Did you expect me to go out of my way to send you a message over something like that? Oh, please.
And one more thing. My daughter drew you a picture, too. Did you see it?
You mean that piece of scrap paper? I ripped that filthy thing to shreds and threw it in the trash where it belongs.
You threw it away? But Mom, she worked really, really hard on that picture for you. She was really excited to hear what you thought of it. Did you really throw it away?
Isn't that what I just said? I mean, really, that was supposed to be a picture of me? It didn't look a thing like me. It looked like some drunkard spilled paint all over the paper and spread it around with his face.
Ma, couldn't you consider her feelings just a little bit? She drew that for you. She wanted to make her grandma happy on her birthday.
Why would I be happy to receive a piece of garbage in the mail?
Really, Mom? Garbage?
I feel so sorry for the poor tree that met its end just to be made into the paper that horrific picture was painted on. Next time you think to send me some stupid sentimental trash like that, send me more presents instead. You have no common sense at all.
Mom, I am begging you. Can't you please just try and be kinder to her? Can't you just have a normal relationship?
Excuse me?
It's killing me to see the way you treat her, and I'm sure she feels just as bad. She's been looking forward to seeing you. I don't want to go all the way over there just for you to be cold to her.
And why should I be anything but cold to her? I was very clear about my expectations for you, and yet you failed me miserably. Maybe if you had given birth to a boy like I told you, I would feel differently.
Oh, for Pete's sake, are you still mad at me for having a daughter instead of a son?
Of course I am. What good is a daughter-in-law who gives me a granddaughter when I asked for a grandson? And to think I have to host such a useless daughter-in-law and the granddaughter I never wanted in my house during Christmas.
Mom, I promise you, I will work my tail off while we're staying with you guys. I will do everything that you ask me to do. I will do all of the work for you if you want. I don't care if you never accept me as your daughter-in-law, so please keep on treating me however you want. But please, please, won't you accept your granddaughter?
The only thing that you can possibly do that will ever get me to accept you or that girl is to give me a grandson. That's the bare minimum I expect from you. And if you can't even do the bare minimum required of you, just what good are you anyway?
Hey there, Mom. We just got to your house.
I see. The door is open. You can let yourselves in.
Are you home right now?
No, I went over to a friend's house. They have a lovely vegetable garden and they're sharing some of the produce with me. I'll come back after having a cup of tea.
Oh, okay. Then I guess we'll just let ourselves in, like you said.
I won't be home for a while, so make sure to get dinner ready for all of us. Once you're done with that, clean the toilets and bathtubs in the main bathroom and the guest bathroom.
Is it all right if I use whatever's in the fridge for dinner?
Absolutely not. That's all for the big family dinner tomorrow. Don't you dare touch any of it. There will be a lot of relatives and neighbors coming tomorrow, so I stocked up early to ensure I'd have enough to feed everyone.
Dinner? Oh, okay. Then what should I do about dinner?
I shouldn't have to tell you that, you useless girl. Go to the store and buy everything you need yourself.
Right. Is there anything you'd like me to fix for you tonight?
It's a bit chilly outside. I think I'm in the mood for something that will warm me up after the cold walk home.
Okay, how about I make up a quick batch of some chicken soup?
Chicken soup? Oh, what a terribly dull choice. Is that all you can make?
Would you rather I fix something else?
No, you can stick with the chicken soup. If I asked you to make anything more complicated, you'd probably end up burning the house down.
Yeah, I'll bet you're right.
And when you're done shopping, cooking, and cleaning for tonight, work on getting tomorrow's dinner ready to cook. Then you can go into the basement storage room and wrap all the presents I've prepared. You know where the wrapping paper is, right?
Yeah, I remember from when I helped you out last year.
Good. After you've finished wrapping the presents, I want you to go and spread salt out on the sidewalk and driveway. We're supposed to get a nasty blizzard rolling in tonight. I don't want anyone coming tomorrow to slip and fall. You're going to have my entire house spick and span by tomorrow morning. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
You said you were going to work, and I am going to hold you to that promise. Make sure to do it all right. I better not have to fix any of your mistakes.
I'll be careful.
And don't think just because you cleaned the house for me that I suddenly accept you as my daughter. Just like giving me a grandson, this is the bare minimum I expect from you. I did the same thing for my mother-in-law when I married my husband, too.
I know, you've told me about that before. Oh, and one more thing, where should I put all of our luggage?
You can't put my son's things in the guest bedroom. Take a clean set of sheets out of the closet and make the bed for me while you're in there.
The guest room? But that room only has a single bed. It won't be big enough for all three of us.
I know.
Then how are we all going to fit in that room? And where are we supposed to...
You're not. You and the girl won't be staying in that room.
Supposed to stay?
The shed in the backyard. I put an old blanket and pillow in there for you, so that's where you'll be sleeping the next 2 nights.
Eh? The shed?
That's what I said.
Shed? You want us to sleep in the shed overnight when there's a blizzard coming?
The shed has a roof and doors that will keep out the wind and snow. It might be a little bit dirty in there, so you'll have to change into clean clothes before you come into the house in the morning.
Okay, Mom, that is not happening. You can't expect us to sleep in the shed. Just having a roof and a door isn't going to be enough to shelter us from the bitter cold.
That's why I gave you a blanket. Be glad I gave you that much. If you'd prefer, you could always sleep outside. Take your pick, the shed or out.
Why are you making only me and our daughter sleep outside? You know she's only 4 years old, right? I can't let her sleep overnight in that shed.
You'll take what you're given. You and that girl have no right to sleep safely and comfortably in my house. Not until you give me a male heir, anyway.
Why do you hate us so much? My daughter doesn't deserve this treatment from you. I'm the one you hate, right? Make me sleep out in the shed, but let my daughter inside.
You were wrong to give birth to a girl, and that girl was wrong to not be born a boy.
I can't believe this. She's your granddaughter.
I have no need for a granddaughter. I told you I wanted a grandson. And I am sick and tired of having to explain this all to you. Now go make yourself useful for a change and do all the work I instructed you to do. Once you're done, take that girl and lock yourselves in the shed. Don't you dare come out until morning. I'm on my way home now. Did you finish getting dinner ready? Oh, as well as the cleaning?
I see you're finally coming back. Yeah, Mom, I finished everything I needed to. And now we are having some much-needed rest. Don't worry, we're not in the house.
You had better be in the shed like I ordered you. So tell me, are the two of you nice and comfortable in there? It's the perfect place for a couple of useless females like you and that girl. Oh, and do watch out for mice. It seems they've built a nest for themselves in there to get through the winter.
Oh, yeah, Mom, it's incredibly comfy here. The room is beautiful, the scenery is terrific, and the open-air spa area is unbelievable.
What? Where are you? An open-air spa? We don't have one of those at our house.
I told you we weren't at the house, didn't I? We decided to stay the night at a spa resort instead.
A spa resort? Where?
The one outside of town. It's about a 30-minute drive from your house to here.
What on earth do you think you're doing, spending the night over there? What has gotten into that ridiculous head of yours? Get back to our house right this instant.
Why would I do that when you won't even let us sleep in the proper room? We figured that if you're only going to give us the choices of sleeping in the shed or outside, we should go and find our own accommodations elsewhere. And wow, am I glad we picked this place.
You useless, good-for-nothing woman. How dare the two of you black sheeps hog all that comfort and luxury for yourselves? Get back to the house and go sleep in the shed.
It's not just my daughter and I at the hotel, Mom. All three of us are here. Me, my husband, and our daughter.
He's there with you?
Indeed he is, Mom. As a matter of fact, your son was the one who suggested we leave your house and stay here. He said that he would never let his wife and daughter stay in the same house as someone who treats us like you did.
You! This was all your plan from the very beginning, wasn't it? There's no way you could have gotten a room there on a moment's notice like this. It's Christmas Eve. All the resorts in the area are either closed or have been fully booked for months.
Actually, the one we're at just so happens to be run by the parents of one of my husband's college classmates. I wasn't hopeful at first, but we called and asked them if there were any rooms available, and what do you know? It turns out they had just received a cancellation earlier in the day, and we were welcome to use the room if we like. What a fortunate coincidence!
That's no coincidence. It is way too good to be true.
To be quite honest, I think you might be right. Seriously? Getting a room at a nice spa resort hotel late at night on Christmas Eve? I'm pretty sure my husband's friend had to pull a few strings to get this room for us. I sure picked a great man to marry, huh? He has connections in all sorts of places around here.
Why did you drag my son along with you? He could have stayed at the house. He was supposed to stay in the guest room.
You really don't get it, Mom? He's finally had enough of you. You were trying to force his wife and daughter to sleep in the filthy, rat-infested shed on a night when a major blizzard was expected. Temperatures are supposed to drop below 0. Once he heard about everything, he got angrier than I have ever seen him get before. He told me, pack our things back into the car and we're leaving. And we did.
Why would he get that angry at me? He's my son. Surely he understands. He must feel even stronger than I do. You failed to give him a son. I'll bet he regrets marrying a useless woman like yourself.
Good. You apparently don't know your son as well as you think you do. He doesn't think like you at all. He loves me and our daughter. He would never, ever abandon us in the cold like that.
Such foolishness. I am positive my son wanted a son of his own. That poor boy. I can't even imagine how disappointed he must have felt when that girl came out of you.
Like that. The only person in this entire family who feels that way is you, Mom.
Don't be ridiculous. I am the matriarch of the family, and I know that everyone's primary concern is the continuation of our family line.
My husband has a message for you about that, actually. He says, This isn't the freaking Middle Ages, Mom.
Fine, sleep wherever you want, I don't care. However, you will be back at my house first thing tomorrow morning bright and early. You have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, about that. We've also decided that we won't be attending the family Christmas dinner tomorrow after all.
What? What are you talking about?
I hope you understand, Mom. The thing is, we just really don't want to have to see your face right now. We won't be participating in any events held at your house for the foreseeable future.
Knock off that senseless, selfish talk this instant. I will not allow you to skip out on the work that you agreed to do.
I'm sorry, Mom, but you are absolutely in no position to stop us from doing anything. Oh, and by the way, seeing as we're not going to attend tomorrow's Christmas party, I also decided that I wasn't going to do any of the preparation for it. You'll have to take care of everything yourself. You'd better get started if you're going to finish in time.
You haven't done any of the preparations? What in the world have you been doing for the last 2 hours?
Looking for a place to stay.
Useless. You are utterly useless, just like I was saying all along. And what about my dinner?
I was too busy looking for a hotel to go shopping for dinner supplies, so I couldn't make anything.
I am incredibly disappointed, both in your reprehensible behavior and in my son for marrying a vile, wicked, lazy woman like yourself. I can't finish all the preparations for the Christmas party by myself. There's far too much work to be done.
I don't know what you mean. I've never had any problems getting everything ready by myself. Then again, ever since we got married, you've been forcing me to do it all alone, so maybe I'm just used to it by now. In any case, you always used to do everything by yourself, right? I'm sure a person as experienced as yourself will manage somehow.
My knees and back aren't what they used to be. I'm not as young as I once was. I can't do it all alone, not anymore.
I know. You were planning to just sit back and relax while I do all of your work for you, just like every year. But I'm not doing it anymore.
What do I have to say to you to make you understand? It's my turn to pass the torch. I've fulfilled my duties as matriarch for the family for decades, and now that you've married into our family, it's your turn to take on all this work. That's been the way my family has done things for generations.
And those old customs will now come to an abrupt end. When I married your son, I swore a vow to devote myself to him for the rest of my life. Doing your chores for you wasn't part of that bargain. So, if you want to keep up your old customs, you go right ahead and do it. As for us, we're going to start some brand new customs of our own.
Please, you've got to come back here. My house has become a total disaster area. I can't do this all by myself. I need your help.
Sorry, Mom, but you're too late. We're getting ready to leave the hotel, and when we do, we're driving straight home.
But it's Christmas Day. If you leave now before even opening the presents, what even was the purpose of coming all this way?
I don't know, having a nice stay in a spa resort hotel. Honestly, the open-air spa they have here alone would have been worth the trip.
You aren't going to celebrate Christmas with us? But we always have a family dinner on Christmas in my family. We've done it this way for generations.
And I'm sure they had a wonderful time doing it that way. But I'm more concerned about my family right now than your family over the last 100 years or so. I don't want to spend such an important day with a person who treated me and my daughter so poorly.
What do you want from me? Tell me. What do I have to do for you?
Honestly, at this point, there isn't a single thing you could do to redeem yourself in my eyes. We're never going to come to any Christmas dinners at your house ever again. We've decided to spend Christmas with my parents from now on.
Then when will you be coming back to visit? Easter?
Not Easter, not July 4th, not even for birthdays. We're never going to see you again.
You can't turn your backs on me like this.
We are never going to call or write to you, and we won't be sending you any birthday or Christmas presents. And anything you try to send to us will be sent back. We don't want anything from you, not even your money.
But I need you. I told you, didn't I? My knees and back are growing worse and worse by the day. I might be able to get around on my own just fine for the present, but eventually I'm going to need someone else around to take care of me.
Spit it out, Mom. What are you trying to say?
I can be the bigger person here and apologize for any of my past actions you saw as objectionable. Not that I'm admitting guilt. On the contrary, I still maintain my innocence. However, if it's what's necessary to move forward, I will apologize.
That's not how apologizing works. Did someone put you up to this? Did one of your relatives tell you to apologize to me and get me to come back?
It's not one of them, it's all of them. I can't understand it at all, but everyone is taking your side.
I can explain that. My husband sent out a late-night mass email to the family explaining what you had done to me and why we were leaving. Everyone knows that we're not coming to the Christmas party because of how you treated me and our daughter. He wasn't going to wait and let you give your version of the story, which would in no doubt bend the truth to make yourself look more favorable.
They're all treating me like I'm the bad guy when I'm not. I need you to come back here so I can clear everything up to them.
They're treating you that way for a reason, Mom. You are the bad guy. You tried to make your 4-year-old granddaughter sleep in a rat-infested shed during a blizzard.
What's so bad about rats? When I was a girl, I'd see rats running around the house all the time. It never bothered me. And the cold? All we had in our house was a single wood-burning stove to keep us warm. You're just being dramatic.
Well, it is very clear to me that this conversation is pointless. I'm done. You don't need to say any more.
So are you coming back?
I thought that would have been clear by now, but since you apparently haven't gotten the point yet, no. You can't even bring yourself to apologize to me. All you've done is make excuses and rationalize your behavior by invoking your family's tradition.
You've got to understand things from my point of view. I have a big responsibility as the family matriarch. Perhaps I was a bit overzealous, but you can overlook that, can't you?
I've overlooked far too much from you already. I was trying to be more accepting of your old-fashioned ways, but now I realize the truth.
What truth?
That you are really not concerned about your family traditions at all. All you want to do is abuse your power as a family matriarch. I talked to your husband and his siblings before he died. They told me that their mother was perfectly kind and respectful to you.
That's ridiculous. She was just the same to me as I'm being to you.
She taught you to cook, to clean, to plan family events, everything. She took you under her wing as if you were her own. And as far as prioritizing having male descendants, your husband's older brother had a girl for the family's first grandchild. And your mother-in-law was absolutely crazy about her. So we're done dealing with whatever psycho power trip you've been on since taking over the role of matriarch. We don't have to put up with you, and we won't. My parents have been inviting us for Christmas dinners at their house for years now, and we're finally going to take them up on their offer. Goodbye, Mom.
Wait! Okay, I see where you're coming from, but let's take a moment and calm down before making any hasty decisions, okay? I know that if you cut me off like this and something happens to me, you're going to regret it forever.
The only person around here with anything to regret is you. You called me a useless daughter-in-law because I didn't give you a grandson for our first child. Well, I say you're a useless mother-in-law for treating your own granddaughter so cruelly. Now I suggest you go make yourself useful and get to work. If you don't serve your guests dinner soon, they'll probably start leaving. We stopped by a few friends in town to give them Christmas greetings and drove straight back home. The whole time, my mother-in-law was blowing up my phone with texts, but I ignored every single one. We kept our promise to never go near her house for any more family get-togethers. From what our other relatives say, that's kind of taken the wind out of her sails. I guess she really was concerned about how quickly she was showing signs of aging and thought she could depend on our family to support her. It must have been a huge shock to see her only lifeline turn their backs and walk away. But my husband is insistent that we not change our minds about cutting her out of our lives. His words were, "She brought all of this on herself. She doesn't deserve our pity." As for my daughter, she's loving the time we're spending with my parents, and my parents feel the same way about her. I do feel bad for my mother-in-law, but my husband is exactly right. After what she did to my daughter and me, she doesn't deserve a single ounce of pity from me.
Mom, what's going on here? You've already reached the limit this month already. What are you even spending so much on? What limit are you talking about here? Seriously, Sophie, you never explain what you mean properly. Tell me, What do you want to say in a way I can't understand what you're talking about? I'm talking about the credit card spending limit. That should be obvious. Why did you spend so much this month? Oh, is that really what you meant? You could have just said that straight away. There was just a little something that I needed to buy, so I used the card. And what is that little something? Does it really matter? Why do you care? It's my choice what I spend money on, isn't it? Why do I need to go out of my way to tell you every little thing I buy and why I bought it? That would be fine if you were the one who was paying back the credit card, but it's Peter and I who are the ones doing that. That's why I'm telling you to stop wasting money on useless things. God, you're so annoying about this. You need to stop worrying so much about all of these little things. Mark never complained about any of this when I was living with him, you know. It was so much more enjoyable with him than here with you. Can't you take a leaf out of this book? You should be more like him. You want me to take a leaf out of Mark's book? He was the one who left you with all the debt and ran off. Of course he didn't care about your spending habits. You were the one who came crying to us to help you. So how can you even say that I should be more like him? Is that how it is? It all happened so long ago, I don't really remember what happened anymore. Listen here, Mom. We paid back the entire credit card debt for you. And not only that, we even let you move in with us and are paying for your monthly expenses. I don't want to hear that you've forgotten all that. Don't you even feel a shred of gratitude to us? Oh, just give it up already. Why do you even have to keep bringing that up again and again? That happened a long time ago, so you need to put it to rest. And you always do this, you know. One small thing happens and then you start blaming everyone. I'm telling you this because I'm worried about you too, you know. We've helped you out a bunch in the past, haven't we? Can't you at least try to understand where we're coming from? Oh yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad that I have a daughter who complains to me every day about every tiny thing I do. I couldn't be happier, thanks to you and all your help. I get to live a miserable life every day. Lucky me. I'm really so grateful to you for all of it. Oh my God, why do you have to take this kind of attitude? I'm asking you nicely not to act that in front of Peter. All you do is complain to him about everything. The money we give you to spend and just living in general together. You need to stop doing that. Ah, here we go again. I'm the bad guy and you need to tell me off. Living with Mark really was so much better than with you. I wish I could move out and live with him again. Look, I know that you love him as your son and that you prefer him to me in every way. But as your daughter, I can't agree with you doing that. Why is that? What's wrong with Mark? Are you saying that because he broke off contact with us? Or are you saying that it's impossible for me to do that because we don't know where he is right now? Well, both of those things obviously does make it impossible, but that's not what I meant. Even if you knew where he was, it would all just end the same as it did last time. Do you want to be up to your ears in debt again? Of course I don't. Who would want that? That's exactly what I'm saying, right? So then just forget about Mark already. If you don't, it will definitely happen to you again if he comes back. Well, I don't think it will, but you can just help me out again if that happens. So I don't really see the issue here. Come on, give me a break already. You might be my mom, but there's a limit to everything. Being thankful to you for raising me isn't going to last forever, you know? Those feelings aren't limitless. Yeah, whatever. You always say that, but always end up helping me anyway. I know you, and I know you wouldn't leave me out to dry. You love me and will always look after me. Are you really sure about that? Because I wouldn't. But enough talk about that anyway. Oh, are you getting embarrassed talking about that? You know you have never been one to really listen to me, ever since you were a kid. But still, that's a thing about you that I think is almost cute. That's not important right now. I'm just telling you that you need to think about how you spend money. If you do that, then I won't have to complain to you all the time. Just get it together, will you? Please. I'm sick of having to do this over and over again. Sophie, sorry to message you while you're at work, but I want you and Peter to move out of the house. In the next few days would be best actually. If you're busy, I can help you pack all your stuff so you can leave faster. What's this all of a sudden? What are you even talking about? Why would we leave anywhere? Mark is going to come back, and I decided that the two of us will live in this house together. What? Mark is back again? Yeah, isn't that great? I couldn't be happier to see him again. Just a little while ago, he contacted me out of the blue and said that there were some things he needed, and if I bought them for him, then he would come back home. Is that why you used the credit card for then? Well, yeah, he asked me, so I couldn't exactly refuse, could I? He's my son after all, and then one thing led to another, and he's coming to move in now. What? Was he the one who suggested living together again? No matter how you look at it, he obviously just needs the money right now. I don't care about that, even if it means we can live together again. The only thing is that he said he didn't want to live here if you were around. That's why I need you to move out immediately, for Mark. Are you being serious right now? Of course I am. It makes sense for a mother to look after her oldest kid, and you're always so annoying as well. It would be better for me as well if you weren't around. Oh, really? Well then fine. I'll leave as soon as possible. You better not regret this later. I don't want you to come running back for help afterwards. Why would I ever regret this? Living with Mark isn't boring like it is with you. My wish actually came true. I'll say this just once. I don't agree with what you're doing, and I think it's a bad idea for you to live with Mark again. Nothing good will come of it. I just know it. Are you really okay with this? I told you that this is perfect for me. Don't go ahead making pointless predictions. Well, if you think like that, fine. It looks like you won't have any problems after Peter and I move out, so we can move out without any worries. Please, just do that. Mark is finally coming back home, and I don't need anything to get in the way of that. I see how it is. Well, we'll leave, but I'm going to need a little bit of time at least. We don't even have anywhere that we could go to right away. What do you mean you don't have anywhere to stay? Why not just move to live with Peter's parents? Then you can move immediately, and Mark can also come right away. There's no way we can do that. We haven't talked to them about this at all, and we can't just disrupt your life for something stupid like this. What? So what? I told you to leave right away, and now you want to put it off? Are you trying to talk your way out of it now? What if Mark doesn't come back because of this? Is that your plan? If that's enough to stop him from coming back, then he would just leave soon enough no matter what. Well, maybe. Don't worry about it. We will be out of your hair soon enough. I'll ask some friends to help, and we should be able to find a place pretty quickly. I can't do much more than that right now. Fine, I get it. Just try and find somewhere as soon as you can. At least do that for me. Sophie, what's going on? You need to stop Peter. He won't listen to a word I say to him. What am I supposed to do to stop him from doing? He's just explaining to the movers what they need to take, isn't he? Everything's going just as he wanted when we're finally moving out. Why would I stop him now? The problem is what he's telling the movers to take. All of the furniture and the white goods too. Are you planning on taking everything out of this house? Yeah, and so what? I don't see the problem here. How can you not? If you take everything, what are Mark and I supposed to do? What are you talking about? Peter and I were the ones who bought all of the furniture. I think it's pretty normal to take all of your things with you when you move. Even if you did buy it all, Mark and I won't be able to do anything if the house is completely empty. I don't care about that. It's not our problem whether you can do anything or not, or what your life may be like after we move. I don't need you coming to me with your problems. What? Are you serious? You know what you're doing is going to make life more difficult for your mother, and you still don't care about it? What's going on here? That's not how a child is supposed to treat parents. Who do you think you are to treat me like this? Show me some respect. If you're going to try and use that logic, then I can say the exact same thing. What? How? You can't say that to me. It's not easy or cheap to just get up and move out of the house. But you still rushed us out and asked to leave for some stupid, selfish reason. How much do you think it would cost if needed to buy replacements for all this furniture? Peter and I can't handle so many sudden expenses. You two have the money for it, don't you? So there shouldn't be a problem. The money isn't the main problem. It's that you one-sidedly kicked out your own daughter, and on top of that, you also want to steal all of my things. It's not something a parent is supposed to do. You're in no position to complain about anything I do. But I'm the one in a bad financial situation, much worse than you. You two should just give this stuff up, because you are still in the position to buy new stuff. That's why you have always helped me out till now, isn't it? That's just because you're my mom. I didn't want to just leave you on your own and then something happened. I was worried about you, and since it's just been about money, I've been patient with you. Then it should be fine to leave everything now, no? This is the same kind of thing before. I already told you this before. Gratitude towards you for raising me isn't endless. And so what of it? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Of course it does. I have no more feelings or love towards you now, and since we're going to be moving out, all expenses from now are your own. You have to figure it out on your own. I'm sure two grown adults can work something out. How can you be so selfish? Mark is coming back because he's relying on me, you know? What am I supposed to tell him if he comes back to this? I don't know. You can tell him sorry, I guess. This is all your fault after all. How can you be so irresponsible? Because I'm your daughter, that's why, and I don't have any responsibility for you and Mark. It's your fault if he comes here and gets angry. Are you okay with that? I don't care what a person who I will never see again has to say to me. Anyway, good luck. Make sure you don't complain and try to work it out on your own. It's your house now, so the two of you deal with it. Good luck living together. Mom, I keep getting a whole load of calls from an unknown number. Is this Mark's doing? That's because he won't answer your phone. Mark is absolutely wild with rage right now. And why is that? It seems like he racked up a lot of debt again while he was off by himself, and he came home because of his financial situation, but then he had to come back to a situation that is almost as bad as his. He's freaking out not knowing what to do. I knew that this would be the case. I just knew that he would be in debt again. He really never learns his lessons. Why are you talking to him as though it doesn't matter to you? It's all your fault for taking everything from the house when you left. You're the one who needs to learn your lesson. I already explained to you that we didn't do anything wrong, didn't I? All we did was take the things that we had bought ourselves. There was nothing else we could do anyway, because you told us to leave so suddenly, and the debt that Mark has it all his own fault. Everything is the fault of you two, don't you think? Here you go with the same thing again. I already know, though. You know? What do you know? That you will end up helping me again this time, too. You said yourself that you didn't agree with leaving in the first place, so you'll come back, won't you? What kind of dumb joke is this? You were the one who kicked us out in the first place, and now you think we will just come running back? Why would we do that? Because your mom is in trouble and needs your help. You're not going to just leave me like this. I know I raised a good kid. You wouldn't do something like that, would you? You really are incredibly naive. You might be my mom, but it's pathetic to see. Well, you helped me out last time, right? So it makes sense that you would help me this time as well. This is a completely different situation to before. Let me tell you this clearly so that you understand. I have run out of love and feelings for you. I'm not going to help you this time or anymore at all. It would be wrong of a child to abandon her mom in a state like this. And you're a smart girl, so you do understand that. So you know what you should do, don't you? Between helping you last time and you kicking me out of the house afterwards, I have no more duty towards you as my mom. It's all been used up. You need to understand that I just give up asking me already. Fine, I understand. I realize you won't come back. But then in exchange, at least pay me enough per month to live. No, why would I do that? Sort this out for yourselves. Listen here, Sophie. I just listened to all of your selfish reasons about why you don't want to come back here. So now, it's obvious that you need to listen to what I'm saying to you. God, you just sound so stupid right now. Why should I have to take care of my mom and brother who I neither love nor care about anymore? I'm telling you as clearly as I can that it's not happening. It's impossible. There's nothing impossible about it. If you don't help me out, then Mark is going to be really angry at me. Don't you care about that? I told you that I don't. You're the one who wanted to live with him in the first place. Sophie, please. Neither of us have anyone but you who can we rely on. We're family, aren't we? How can you leave us like this? Please, help me out this one last time. If you have time to beg me for the same thing over and over again, then use that time to do something on your own. If living with him becomes as boring as you thought it was living with me, then there's no point of any of this for you, is there? I don't plan on interfering with your lifestyles at all. Have fun, you two. Your favorite son has come back to you, so there's no need for your annoying daughter anymore, right? After I sent my mom that last message, I blocked her number and never messaged her again. In the end, her and Mark were not able to do anything to fix their financial situation and had to sell the house. They were able to somehow survive for a little while with the money that they got from the sale of the property, but because of the debt repayments that Mark was saddled with, that money didn't last too long either. Mom had to get a job again, despite her old age, and even Mark found some part-time job and worked day and night. Even now, he's still having to pay off his debt and interest payments and will probably have to keep doing so for the foreseeable future. Conversely, since Peter and I were able to get away from the two of them, and we no longer have to pay for Mom's expenses, we have actually been able to save a lot more money than before. When my mom was still living with us, and we were struggling to save up money, Peter and I almost given up on being able to have a child for a long time, since we wouldn't have the means to support one. But now that we have some breathing room, we were finally able to start thinking about beginning a family again. And then, after a while, being just the two of us, we finally said hello to the beautiful baby girl that we brought into this world. Now, my husband, my newborn daughter, and I are living very happily together. When she grows up, the way my mom and brother did things will serve as good cautionary tale for her as soon as she's old enough to understand it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Pete, the doctor told me I can be discharged in 3 days or so.
What? Really?
Yes. Of course, there will be lots of rehab coming ahead.
Still, I'm so happy for you, Helen. You can finally sleep in your own bed.
It's been 3 months since I was home last.
It was a long 3 months. This was all my fault.
I told you to stop it, honey. I'm glad it was me and not you. Besides, we were lucky no one else got hurt from the crash.
But you are bound to a wheelchair now because of me. I can't tell you enough how sorry I am. I know being sorry won't cut it.
Hey, you've apologized enough already. I really don't blame you or anything.
Your late mother would be so furious of me. I promised her that I would protect you. I am your only family, and now I have hurt you.
It was an accident. You learned your lesson the hard way not to speed too much. You now know what happens when you do.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's the last time you're going to say sorry. So, are you picking me up or what?
Of course I will. I will carry all your stuff. I will reserve a wheelchair-friendly cab or limo service. There's no way I'm driving with you in the back, at least for a while.
Okay. I think they will let me go around noon. I'll let you know when I find out the details.
Sounds good.
Are you sure you're not busy, though? I know you're in the middle of an important project.
Everyone knows what happened. Even the CEO told me to take good care of you and personally gave us a get well package. They would make me go even if I said no, which I won't, of course.
Wow. How nice of everyone and your CEO. Please say thank you to everyone for me.
I will make sure I do.
Your CEO is a woman, right?
Yes, she's around my mom's age. She is one tough, smart lady.
Is she now? I wonder if she would like my baking. I'm dying to bake, so maybe I could prepare a small thank you gift with it.
I hardly ever see her, though. It was actually the first time I've ever spoken to her when she gave me the package. It's quite famous that she is a serious camper.
Camping. I don't know what I could give back that's related to camping. Do you know if she has any food preferences?
I don't know. I can ask around if you want me to.
Yes, please do. By the way, how is our apartment? Have you been cleaning at all?
I will. I will tidy up so you can get around in your wheelchair.
Wait. Well, meaning you haven't been, have you? But I understand it has been very hectic these past months. You were going back and forth between home and the hospital and work. You don't have to get everything done before I come back.
I'm going to make time tonight. I want to make sure everything is in the right place for you. It's the least I can do.
Thanks. I'll let you get back to work.
Okay. Good luck with the last bit of your hospital life. If you can, please pack or gather items I can start to take home. I can't come see you today, but I plan to tomorrow.
Pete, are you coming home soon?
I'm still at work.
I see. Can you please let me know when you are working late?
I've been working late this whole month. Can't you guess?
I assumed you would be, but then sometimes you come home early. I'd like to know when I need to prepare your dinner.
It takes a long time for you to cook lately.
Well, why do you think? I'm cooking from my wheelchair.
It's been 6 months since you got out of the hospital. When do you think you'll be able to walk?
I can stand up if I hold on to something.
But you can't walk yet?
No.
Have you been going to rehab?
Of course.
The doctor said you'd be able to walk through rehab. Are you sure you're working hard enough?
I am doing my best here. How can you say something like that?
We've only been able to go to barrier-free places. Where we can visit is very limited right now because of you. I really wanted to go camping this summer too.
What is the matter with you?
What?
Your attitude towards me. You've become so mean to me lately. It's not like I prefer to be in this wheelchair.
Oh, what are you implying? You're saying it is my fault after all?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I understand that it's stressful being around someone who can't walk. But you know, I think you can be a bit more considerate, at least. I feel very isolated from society as it is. Especially now that you've become very busy. I'm lonely.
You know I have a huge project to handle.
Yes, I know that. But you've been going out on your own on the weekends too. Do you not want to be with me anymore?
It's not like that. Sorry. I've been overwhelmed with everything that's been going on. I didn't mean to be so hard on you.
It's okay. I understand. You are a very outgoing person, so not being able to move around freely must have been very stressful for you.
Yes, but it can't be helped. I should have managed my feelings a little better. It's not your fault, Helen. I'm sorry.
Hey, let's go camping.
Huh? I don't think that's possible.
Of course it is. There are many camping resorts nowadays. We can find one that is handicap friendly. I mean, I would still need a lot of help from you.
I will gladly help.
Okay then. We'll go as soon as your project settles down a bit. I will handle the booking and packing.
Are you sure you want to go?
Yes, I am. I want you to be able to enjoy summer, and I need to get out too. It would be a good opportunity for me to learn how to get around outdoors.
Thank you, Helen. I know I'm being selfish.
You are not being selfish, Pete. Besides, I'd prefer for us to have a good time together than to have our marriage fall apart. Don't you agree?
Our marriage wouldn't fall apart.
It felt like it was going to soon. You were never home and hardly spoke to me. I was starting to think you might be interested in someone else.
Someone else? No way! I guess I still feel very guilty of what happened to you. And that guilt turned into stress, and I took it out on you.
Sorry, Pete. I'm joking. I know my wheelchair life is troublesome for you. So I was just a little worried.
It's not troublesome, Helen. Anyway, I will be quite busy with my project for another couple of weeks, but I think I can take some days off next month.
Okay, great. Oh, and dinner tonight?
No thanks. I'll grab something to eat here.
Okay. I'll be heading to bed soon. Don't work yourself too hard. What is going on, Pete? Where are you? Why did you leave me here? I thought we were headed to the resort. I don't even know where I am, and it's getting dark. No one is around. Please come and get me.
Tell me, Helen, how much battery do you have left on your smartphone?
Huh? Oh my god, I only have 1%. Why? I had it charged all night.
Your charger was probably loose.
Why are you laughing? You threw me off the car in the middle of the woods. You didn't even leave me my wheelchair.
Your wheelchair would get you nowhere in those woods anyway.
Pete, come back. Did I do something? Please, I'm begging you.
You should crawl back home.
What?
It would be good training for you.
What the hell? How can you joke around? What has gotten into you?
I'm not joking. I'm serious. You need to get out of your damn wheelchair already. You were so slow and always in my way.
Is that how you've really felt all this time? Pete, don't tell me you loosened my charger on purpose.
What if I did? This is what you get for tormenting me for months with your never-healing injury. I hardly got a scratch from the crash. How can you be so fragile?
Excuse me? You think I'm weak for getting hurt? That I've tormented you? You drove the passenger side of the car into a damn tree, for crying out loud. How can you be so cruel?
I am doing this for you. Perhaps by the time you get home, you'll be able to walk again. You haven't been pushing yourself hard enough.
Doing this for me? Don't be ridiculous and come get me now.
Shut up, you useless bitch.
What?
The only reason you were able to live normally is because of me. You have no one else. Without me, you are no good.
Pete, what has happened to you? So you just want to get rid of me now?
Yes. Despite me taking care of you, all you do is whine. Why are you not home yet? Why are you so mean? Blah, blah, blah. You think it's okay to whine because you feel sorry for yourself, don't you?
I do not feel sorry for myself. Pete, I don't have any more battery. Please, help me.
I said crawl back home. I am not helping you. You have to do this on your own.
Hello, Pete.
Helen? Wow, you made it through the woods? Wait, did you call the police?
No.
I didn't know you had survival skills. How did you make it back? I was hoping you'd get lost in the woods.
Wow, you are worse than what I have heard. Unbelievable.
What? Where are you anyway? I don't see you back here in the house. How did you charge your battery?
Pete, you are fired. Don't go back to the office.
What? Fired? What are you talking about? Did you lose your mind in the woods?
I am not Helen.
Huh? You're not? But you're messaging me on Helen's smartphone.
I rescued Helen and took her to a safe place.
Oh, you did? What do you want? Did you contact me to tell me how horrible I am? This is between husband and wife. You should mind your own business.
But you really are horrible. You had her injured because of your reckless driving in the first place.
I said stay out of it! Who the hell are you anyway? I don't know what Helen told you, but it is none of your business. Or what? Are you saying you will take care of my crippled wife? If that's the case, sure, I'm all eyes and ears.
Have you been reading what I sent?
Huh?
I said you are fired. I'm Carla Morrison, your CEO.
Miss Morrison? You're joking, right?
No, I am not.
Why would you have my wife's phone?
You have to be told the same thing twice to understand what I am saying? I said I rescued your wife. You do know that I like to spend my free time camping, don't you?
Yes, I am aware. I never thought you'd run into my wife in the woods. I hope she hasn't been too much trouble for you. Sincerest apologies.
If at all, she is not the reason for trouble. You are. Did you leave her knowing people get lost in those woods all the time? You must have a serious problem. She can't even move without her wheelchair.
There is a legitimate reason for all of this.
Is there now?
I don't know what she has told you, but she hasn't been going to rehab, so I was angry, you see? This was all just a fight between a husband and a wife. I left her because I wanted her to get better.
I took her to the hospital myself. Her doctor said she hadn't missed a session since she's been discharged. The reason why she can stand now is because she worked hard.
Well, yes, but that's really recent she's become able to do that.
Then that means she has been working hard, right? Where is the legitimate reason you were talking about? Besides, you haven't been looking for her this past week. You know, I've had my eyes on you. You've been going to another woman every day you left Helen because you didn't want her anymore.
You've misunderstood. I'm not cheating on Helen. This woman is just a close friend.
You sleep with all your close friends? Don't make any more excuses, because I have the proof here. Have you forgotten that your own company provides services to the handicapped? I am shocked that my employee has abused his own handicapped spouse.
I never meant to abuse Helen.
None of this is acceptable. We will be discussing how to deal with you tomorrow at the board meeting. You are to stay put until you get further notice from the office.
Wait, please. Mrs. Morrison, I am so sorry. I will never treat my wife the same way ever again. Please forgive me.
You don't need to ask me for forgiveness. But you should apologize to your wife.
Of course I will. Please reconsider.
Hi, Pete. I got my phone back from Miss Morrison.
Helen, I am so sorry. There was something wrong with me. Please forgive me. I must have lost my mind from all the stress.
I guess you're right about having lost your mind. But that's not a good enough reason for you to leave me out in the woods.
I wasn't thinking straight. I made myself believe that you were putting me through hardship, but I was wrong. It's all my fault.
Yes, it is. I want to be clear once and for all. There is no way I would ever forgive you. I'm bound to the wheelchair because of your reckless driving. And on top of that, you left me in the woods while you slept with someone else.
Helen, listen to me. I was only seeing someone else because I was weakened from the stress.
Don't give me that crap. You must think this is all a joke. Don't you dare tell me about stress. I have been putting myself through painful rehab every week while you are having fun cheating on me.
I am truly sorry. I will never see the woman again. I swear to stay by your side. I will support you for the rest of my life.
Oh, you swear?
Yes. So please, can you tell Miss Morrison not to fire me? I can't lose my job. I will change and never hurt you again. You will be my priority in everything I do.
There is no way I am getting back with someone who has tried to kill me. You think I am useless because I have no other family and because I can't walk?
I don't think that. I will stay by your side. Please, let me be there for you. Just to note, it never even crossed my mind to divorce you, ever.
I think I know why you left me in the woods. It's because you wanted me gone, but even if that didn't work, you thought I would break our marriage. You didn't want to be the bad guy who divorced his crippled wife. You thought it would save your reputation.
No, that's not true.
I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth. But yes, since you left me to die, I will divorce you. I won't ever forgive you or spare you any more of my time or feelings.
Helen, I'm so sorry. Please, give me another chance.
I will not be fazed by you, no matter how many times you say you are sorry. I finally see it now. You are a pest in my life, and I don't ever want you around me. We are done. Miss Morrison introduced me to a good lawyer afterwards, who helped me file the divorce quickly. Trusting Miss Morrison's recommendation, I have let my lawyer take lead and handle most matters. And it was probably the best decision I have made besides leaving Pete. In addition to our division, I was able to win a fair amount of money from Pete as consolation money. My lawyer also suggested and won compensation for my injuries from the car crash. We later found out that Pete was cheating on me with a coworker who, based on corporate policy, was also penalized. She was not fired, but left the company once rumor got around that she was sleeping with the most hated man in the office. Instead of getting fired, Pete was sent off to a small subsidiary. It was actually Miss Morrison who suggested not to fire him, knowing he would not be able to make all payments to me at once. Miss Morrison's idea was that as long as he had some job, he would be able to continue to pay me what he owes. Although, Pete's role has changed significantly, and with that, his salary has become nearly half of what he used to make. Despite his lowered income, I don't have to check my bank account every month to confirm he is paid. Because Pete agreed with his company and I that part of his salary be paid directly to me in exchange for his job. The last I heard, he is living a very minimal life with the little money that he gets. He must be regretting what he's done to me by now, especially because he had to give up all of his favorite things to do. I hope I will never see him again. After receiving the initial payment from him, I was able to move to a new house near the hospital. It allowed me to concentrate on rehabilitation. Recently, I have become able to walk a little bit with support. Miss Morrison recommended me to a company and helped me land a great job that lets me work from home. Not only has she saved my life, but she has helped me get through the impossible. I have told her repeatedly that I want to pay her back somehow, but she insists that I help someone in need instead. Having met an angel like her has become the greatest gift of my life. Just as she taught me, I will make sure to help anyone in need of my help. And I will continue to strive to become a strong, noble woman like her.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
I'm really sorry about today. Things got delayed due to some urgent stuff at the office, and I couldn't make it when we originally planned. I caused your parents a real inconvenience, too. Will you tell them I'm sorry?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I know how hectic things are at work for you right now. The fact that you went out of your way to take any time to spend with us at all means a lot to us.
Thanks, Anna. I'm relieved to hear it. It's good of you to say that, but still, can you believe we're this close to the wedding? I only just met your parents. It's pretty crazy. It's true, things are intense at work right now, but still, I think it was pretty sloppy of me to not somehow find time to meet them earlier.
It's cool, Jeff. Really. I told you. My mom and dad understand. I don't know what kind of overbearing tyrants you think they are, but they're actually super chill. I told them about you a long time ago, just after we started dating. You might only have just met them, but they know practically everything there is to know about you. They said it was a privilege to meet you today.
Then there's our mammoth age gap. I know this might sound weird coming from me, but surely there's no way you're not gonna be at least a little apprehensive about their 22-year-old daughter marrying an old man like me.
Oh, stop it, Jeff. You're not an old man. Sure, you're no spring chicken, but you're only a slightly old man at worst. Besides, I don't care in the slightest. I love you for you, not some number, and my parents understand and respect that. They might have been nervous at first, but they're not now that they met you. The age gap isn't the only thing they were nervous about.
Really? What else?
Really? Well, you see, you work for a major global company that's always on commercials on TV, right? Not only that, but you're a top executive. My parents were surprised I managed to bag myself such a high-spec guy.
Believe me, I was way more nervous than they were.
Wow, really? You looked super confident to me.
Think about it. Both of your parents are in their early 50s, right? I'm almost the same age as them. It took some bravery to ask them to give me their daughter's hand in marriage. I can tell you that for sure.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway, the bottom line is, it went swimmingly. I'm so relieved we finally got it out of the way. Now all that's left is to wait for the wedding day.
Not long left now. At the beginning of next month, we'll be husband and wife.
Yup, I can't wait. But are you sure you don't mind? I noticed you didn't invite any of your coworkers. Is that okay? I hope you're not holding back on mine or my family's behalf.
Didn't I tell you before? You're the most important thing in the world to me, and our wedding day is gonna be the most important day of my life. I couldn't bring myself to taint it with the presence of my coworkers.
I get that. I'm more thinking with regards to your position at work. Won't your coworkers be offended?
The people in my line of work aren't the kind of people to get offended by such trivialities. My position at work is predicated on nothing but my ability to do my job efficiently and effectively, which I'm damn good at if I say so myself.
Sure, from your perspective maybe, but I can't deny I'm worried.
It's fine, really. Besides, you do know you're about to commit to spending your entire life with me, right? You should be way more worried about that. This is the most important day of our lives we're talking about here, babe. Surely you don't want to spend it surrounded by crusty, pompous old corporate taps. If I started inviting people from work, the church would end up looking like an old folks' home.
Good point. I probably would be a little nervous surrounded by all those bigwigs.
Right? That's why the guest roster is fine just the way it is. All of your friends are coming, and that's enough for me. So unless you do want to turn the church into an old people's home, or our wedding day into a corporate meeting, things are A-okay just as they are.
Thanks so much for thinking of me, Jeff. It means a lot. I'll promise I'll do my best. To be the wife you deserve, and I'll never embarrass you.
It means a lot that you'd say that, babe. But don't overdo it. Me and you are a team. I want you to go at your own pace, and I want you to know that you can always speak to me if you're struggling with anything.
Okay, thanks, sweetie. Sorry to keep talking so late at night. You have work in the morning, right?
Don't be silly, I'm your husband. We're bound to keep each other awake far later than this. You're right, though. I do have work tomorrow, and I should really start winding down for bed. I'm gonna head off now.
Okay, good night, sweetie. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Jeff, where are you right now? Why aren't you at the church? The reception's about to start. Did something happen? Are you okay?
You must be Jeff's fiancé.
Huh? Jeff, what are you talking about?
Sorry, honey, I'm not Jeff. I'm the wife of the man whose phone this is. My husband will not be marrying you. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but you need to cancel today's wedding.
Huh? His wife? Cancel the wedding? What the hell is going on here?
My name is Theresa, and I'm Jeff's wife. It seems like my husband has some apologizing to do.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Is this some kind of prank? You wouldn't do that, would you? Is this really Jeff's wife?
Yes, it really is. I'm speaking to you from his phone right now. Your name's Anna, right? I'm so sorry for my husband's selfish, despicable behavior. There's no excusing what he's done, and you didn't deserve to be treated like this. Rest assured, I'll see to it that he takes all responsibility for the cancellation of the wedding.
Please just wait a sec. Even if you apologize.
I'm still not exactly sure what it is you're apologizing for. I understand this is a lot to take in, and I don't expect you to settle for a mere apology, which is why I'd like to give you some compensation. I'd really appreciate if we could settle this out of court. Is that all right with you, Anna?
Is it all right with me? I don't even... Just hold on a second. I get that you say you're Jeff's wife, but how can you leap straight from that to offering to pay me compensation without even explaining what's going on? I had no idea Jeff was married. And if I'm honest, I find it a little hard to believe.
Well, he is, which is why I'm telling you I'd like to give you some compensation by way apology for his behavior. So please, forget about him. I know this must be upsetting for you, but as far as I can see, this is our best option. Let's make the best out of a bad situation, shall we?
You're just talking at me. Give Jeff the phone. I can't accept that I'll never see my husband again without even understanding why.
I'm afraid I can't put you onto my husband right now. If you won't accept the money without an explanation of what happened, I can give you a simple one. Will that satisfy you?
Will it satisfy me? You do know I was supposed to be getting married today? If you're seriously telling me I can't speak to my fiancé, then I won't listen to a word you say.
You're not the only victim here, you know. My husband cheated on me. I don't exactly feel like having an in-depth conversation with his lover. Surely you can understand why I feel that way.
I mean, sure, I do, but...
That said, I do also understand how you feel, which is why I'm willing to give you an opportunity to speak to Jeff. I'll arrange a meeting in a couple of days.
Really?
Yes, of course. I know you may feel you have no reason to trust me, but I want you to know that you can. As painful as this is, I want you to remember that we're not enemies.
Okay, got it. But make no mistake, that doesn't mean I accept what's going on here. I have to ask you, Theresa, how the hell did this happen?
It's actually very simple. My husband cheated on me with you because things weren't going well between us. That's all there is to it.
That's it? How can you say that? We're engaged and I just arrived at the church for the wedding. He met my parents, for crying out loud.
I know all that, and I can only apologize. It seems like my husband genuinely did intend to divorce me so he could marry you. It was when I found out about what he was doing behind my back that things came to a head. I can only apologize for not letting you know sooner.
If everything you just said is true, why the hell is he with you and not here at the church marrying me?
While having a heart-to-heart about the prospect of divorcing, I felt our old flame being rekindled, and we decided to give our marriage one last shot. This might sound mean, but I'm very grateful to you for that.
Grateful? Are you making fun of me?
I'm not making fun of you at all. To the contrary, I really am tremendously grateful. Me and Jeff have been married for 10 years, but we've never had a conversation as direct, as candid as this. It might sound crazy after everything that's happened, but thanks to you, we were finally able to repair our damaged relationship. And I feel like we're closer than ever now. That's partly why I want to pay you compensation, by way of thanks.
Stop screwing around! This is ridiculous, and I won't accept it! Have you even heard what you're saying? Are you telling me that my engagement, my wedding day, and all the hopes I had pinned on our future together are nothing more than the result of a marital dispute?
Look, you're probably gonna hate me for saying this, but no matter what you've allowed yourself to believe, there was no chance you were ever actually going to marry my husband. You should just be grateful for the fact you're able to dream about having a future with a man like him at all, even if only temporarily.
Excuse me? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
My husband's a top executive at a major global company. You're nothing more than a lowly receptionist at some irrelevant small fry company that no one's ever heard of. If me and my husband weren't going through a rough patch, he would have never even looked at you twice, let alone ask you to marry him.
Wow, thanks for showing me your true colors, Theresa. Who do you think you are, speaking to me like that?
Whether you're offended or not, it's the truth. Look, Anna, I'm willing to be understanding here. I won't ask you to return any of the expensive presents he sent you while you two were dating. On top of that, as I've told you, I'm also willing to pay compensation. I think you know most people wouldn't be this generous and forthcoming given the circumstances. I'm making a lot of concessions here. If you insist on continuing to throw tantrums in spite of my best efforts, I'll have no choice.
Throw tantrums? What exactly do you mean by that? Do you think I'm being selfish?
Jeff is a married man. There's no denying his behavior has been unacceptable, and I'll be the last person to make any apologies for him. But the sooner this shameful scandal is swept under the rug, the better.
Wow. So mine and Jeff's relationship is nothing more than a shameful scandal?
Unlike you, my husband is highly respected, with a name and an image that took decades to cultivate, and which must be protected and maintained at all costs. Please consider and understand. You can speak about this in detail with him in a few days. I'll arrange a meeting soon, which I'll also be present for. Is that okay with you?
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Anna, I'm so sorry what happened today at the meeting. My wife completely lost it. She said all sorts of horrible things. You didn't deserve any of it. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for everything I put you through.
Just forget it. We can put the lid on this whole horrible saga as soon as I have my money. I don't ever want to think about this again. Anyway, are you sure you have the permission to be speaking to me right now? Be careful, your wife might get angry with you.
It's okay. I told her I was gonna message you.
That's a surprise. Did she lose her temper?
Maybe she would normally, but right now she's more concerned about you telling people about what she did to you today. And she's willing to turn a blind eye to me talking to you if it means preventing that.
Interesting. I see she's just as cautious as ever.
Don't say it like that. She's only trying to protect me in the only way she knows how. Even still, there's no excuse for the things she said to you today. She behaved deplorably at what should have been a meeting to set things straight and clear the air, and I'm sorry for that. What she said was rude and sensitive and disrespectful.
Not really. It's just like your wife said, I'm nothing more than a naive little girl. And she's right. After all, me and you live in different worlds.
As well as that, the way she seemed to think she had license to yell obscenities at you and force you into settling out of court just because she's offering to pay you compensation was shameful. I'm sorry this whole discussion has gone ahead on our terms.
Don't sweat it, Jeff. Unlike me, you're highly respected and have a name and image that took decades to cultivate that must be protected and maintained at all costs. You're not a naive little girl like me. I get it. You're so many leagues above me, I should be grateful just to have had the opportunity to even dream about us being together. Marriage was nothing more than a fantasy, and I was naive and stupid to let myself believe otherwise. Knowing all of that, how could I object to settling things on your terms?
Come on, Anna, please, it wasn't like that. Me and you had something. Stop treating me like we're strangers all of a sudden.
Me and you? What exactly does that mean, Jeff? I was nothing more than a cheap fling to you.
No, that's not true. I was seriously thinking about marrying you. Surely you know you meant something to me. Surely you understand what we had isn't something that couldn't be faked.
Gross. Give me a break. I want nothing to do with you ever again. Your wife will be pleased. She can have you all to herself now. I'm happy for us to settle this out of the court. Lord knows I don't have the strength to go before a judge. All I ask is that you leave me alone. I never want to hear from you again. I mean it.
Anna, please don't speak like that. Look, I behaved shamefully. There's no excusing what I did, I know that. The way I felt about you was real.
Real? Despite secretly having a wife the whole time? You've got some nerve.
I'm sorry, but I still love you, Anna. Even now. Please understand that.
That's funny. I heard you and your wife made up and decided to give things another shot. That doesn't feel like love from where I'm standing. Not for me, at least.
We may have reconciled, but only on the surface. All that woman cares about is my position in the company, my salary, and my reputation. Without those things, she'd be gone in a heartbeat. She hardly spoke to me at all today.
Wait, so what you're saying is that you guys divorced over your affair? It'd get out and turn into a huge scandal, which would mean your image in the eyes of the world would take a hit. Maybe even jeopardizing your position at the company. So instead of being true to yourself and honest about your feelings, you'd rather live a lie by staying in a loveless relationship with someone who only likes you for your wallet?
You put it bluntly, but yeah, I guess that more or less sums it up. Surely you understand it's not possible for me or Teresa to love each other in these circumstances. You're more important to me than she ever was, now and forever.
I see. Okay, well, so what? Why are you even telling me this? What do you want me to do?
Okay, babe, listen, and this is only a suggestion, but would you consider being my lover?
Excuse me? Your lover? Have you lost your mind?
I know I'm only repeating what you said here, but you're right. I do have a name and an image to protect, which means divorcing my wife over an affair is totally out of the question. Me and you continuing our relationship behind the scenes, however, is more than doable. That damn woman never had any interest in me to begin with.
Is that why you're asking me to be your lover? Don't screw around, Jeff! You wouldn't believe how close I am to blocking you right now.
Whoa, let's not do that. Please, babe, don't get mad with me. Please try to understand I'm in a difficult situation here. If we break things down, this is actually super simple. The way I see it, there are two problems here. One, the fact that I kept my marriage a secret from you. And two, the fact that as loveless and superficial as it is, I'm trapped in said marriage for a number of reasons. But now that you know everything, if we carry on seeing each other behind closed doors, those problems disappear. And I'll send you some money every month too. You'll never struggle financially as we're together, Anna. I promise you that.
You must be insane. Obviously, it's a no-brainer that your wife won't go along with this. But what about my parents? If you think I'm furious about how you abandoned me on my wedding day, you should have seen my parents' reaction. They're out for blood. You better hope you never run into them.
Like I just said, it's not a problem if we keep it secret. Sure, it might be difficult for us to meet at times, and it won't be anything like before, but I don't care. If I can be with you, I'm happy. I don't want to end things between us. You mean too much to me. Surely you feel the same. You want to be with me too, right? If you do, let's do it. I'm ready and willing to do whatever it takes to protect our love, you and me, babe.
Okay. If you put it that way, I'm ready too.
Really? Oh, I'm so pleased. I knew I could count on you to do the right thing. I knew you. I knew our love would pull through in the end. Thank you so much for giving me another chance, babe. You won't regret it. I can't wait to see you again.
Yep, I can't wait either. After everything that's happened, I'm fully committed to seeing this through to the very end. I hope you're committed to seeing it through to the end too, Jeff.
Hey, Anna, I just arrived at the meeting spot. How long before you get here?
Not long now. But first, I owe you an apology. I know it's unfair for me to call you away from your work for a covert meeting like this despite you being crazy busy.
Don't be silly, babe. I understand we have to do it this way so nobody finds out. Besides, it's a small price to pay if it means I can be with you.
Are you sure you don't mind? You were at the office and probably had a lot to do, right?
The company president wasn't at work today. Sneaking away every now and then is no big deal, really. I could always make up for the lost time another day. Plus, this will be the first time we actually meet since deciding to go ahead with this new style of relationship of ours. Because I've been so busy lately. I'm so excited to meet you. Slipping away when no one's there to notice me is nothing if it means I get to be reunited with the love of my life.
The company president said he's really looking forward to being reunited with you too.
Huh? The president?
Yeah, the president. You know, the guy who runs our company. You know, your boss. Can you imagine how shocked he must have been to find out one of his top executives would sneak away from the office for a seedy tryst with his lover? He said you were the last person he would have ever imagined doing something like this, and he wants to see you ASAP.
Whoa, hold on a sec. What? You're joking, right? Tell me it's a joke. Real funny, babe. You're just trying to shock me, right? This is all a big prank, isn't it? Good one. You can drop the act now. You've had your fun. Please.
Like I'd do something like that. If you don't believe me, how about I send you a pic of the two of us?
No, what the hell? Why would the president... wait, just hang on a sec. You and him don't even know each other, so what you're saying is impossible.
Oh dear, Jeff. You don't know, do you? My parents were in the same class as your president back in school. They were all friends back then and have always kept in touch. They very kindly agreed to arrange for him to meet me.
They were? If that's the case, why didn't they mention it when I met them before the wedding?
It's hardly the kind of thing they go out of their way to tell you. Besides, it's not like it makes them special or anything. They were just in his class. So what?
Sure it doesn't. But why the hell are you with the president right now? He told me he had a lunch meeting today with the president of another company he's looking to go into business with.
A lie to lull you into a false sense of security, obviously.
Why would you do this?
To take revenge against you?
Revenge? What are you talking about? None of this makes sense. Look, I'm not gonna lie, the hiding my marriage from you for all that time was despicable, and I'll be sorry until the day I die. But I thought you forgave me.
Huh? Did I? That's funny. I don't remember forgiving you. I don't remember even saying anything that would make you think there was a chance I might forgive you. You seem to be making quite the misunderstanding.
But you said you'd be my lover.
You know, what surprises me the most is that after hiding the fact that you were married and cheated on your wife with me, after destroying all my hopes and dreams for the future and crushing me emotionally on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, you actually have the nerve to ask me to be your lover? Did you seriously think I was gonna forget everything you did to me and do what you wanted just so you could protect your precious image?
But you agreed to go along with it.
Like hell I did! It probably just sounded that way to you because you were thinking with that thing in your pants instead of your head. You creepy sex-obsessed old man. You're gross!
Creepy, sex-obsessed old man. You watch your damn mouth, Anna. Just because I acted wrongly in the past doesn't give you the right to speak to me like that. I'm old enough to be your dad. You should have more respect for your superiors. What disgraceful behavior.
You're the one who always made a big song and dance about the fact that we had an age gap. Admit it, you got off on it. You deceived me with a stupid pack of lies. Then you have the nerve to try and use your privileged financial position to stop me taking you to court by offering me a huge compensation packet? That's called a bribe. You and your wife are just as bad as each other. In a way, you're a perfect match. You should have thought twice before trying to make a fool out of me.
I wasn't, babe, I swear. Why did you have to go do this? I get that you're upset, but calling the president out was too far. You crossed the line here, Anna. You do realize I could lose my job over this.
Duh. Why do you think I did it? You can hardly complain about losing everything and having your life ruined, when you did the exact same thing to me by treating me like a pawn to be used and manipulated for your twisted satisfaction like some mega maniacal narcissist.
It wasn't like that. I really liked you, babe. I mean, like present tense. But that's not the point right now. What the hell am I supposed to do? And like you, I'm very important. I have a position and a reputation to think about. The goings-on in my private life carry far more weight than those of a naive, insignificant little girl like you. The world is watching and it's not gonna be impressed. Oh my God, what have you done?
To quote my parents, whether a 22-year-old girl or a balding old man, no one's life is more valuable than another's.
Screw your parents. Do not lump me in with the likes of you. We are not the same.
You're such a charmer, Jeff. I don't know what I even saw in you. You're right, though. Let's face it, I've still got my whole life ahead of me. My life has a lot more value than someone who's about to lose everything. Their wife, their home, their job. Oh, and not to forget their precious, squeaky clean reputation. Sorry, Jeff.
My wife? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about this cheap little fling of ours. You know, that I'm your lover. I told your wife everything.
Huh? What the heck did you go and do?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. You never told me that your wife just so happens to be best friends with the president's wife. I made sure to tell the president to let his wife know all about how you two joined forces to try and pay me off to keep my mouth shut. How you thought you could get away with it all because I was nothing more than a naive little girl. She's gonna know everything soon. Which means you're not only the one who's about to lose everything. You can both sink to the depths of despair together. Kinda romantic, huh?
You went to those lengths? What's your endgame? Our lives are over because of you.
I already told you, didn't I? Revenge. You two are both just as selfish, manipulative, vain, and arrogant as each other. A match made in heaven. Now you can burn in hell together for all I care.
How could you do this? You're evil. I'm gonna lose everything, my job, my friends, everything. It's over. What am I supposed to do now?
Chill. Like I said, you won't be completely alone. Look on the bright side, you and your wife get to burn in hell together now. Thanks for your commitment, Jeff. I'm glad you saw this through to the end with me. Enjoy the rest of your lives together in disgrace and isolation. I hope things aren't awkward between you now. After that, Jeff's company president arrived at the secret meeting location and fired him on the spot, thus making him unemployed, his worst nightmare now a reality. Not only that, but his marriage fell apart, again. After his wife found out he'd lied to her once more when she read mine and his highly incriminating chat logs. All of Jeff's friendships and social connections revolved around his company due to him being a severe workaholic, which meant that when word of his true colors as a lying sleazebag spread, not a single ally or sympathizer remained. His partner in crime and fellow scumbag, aka his wife, was incensed by what he'd done, and now hates him even more than ever. He's all alone in this big, wide world, without a single person to call his friend. What happened to his wife, you ask? To put it simply, she lost everything, just like her husband. Her world fell apart shortly after her best friend, the president's wife, found out what she'd been up to behind the scenes. Despite hating each other's guts, they couldn't bring themselves to divorce, because they knew it would mean being even more alone than they already were.
Faced with a dilemma, they decided to hit rock bottom together. They do say misery loves company. I shudder to imagine what the atmosphere inside that house must be like. If you ask me, I did actually think she'd divorce him, but Jeff being a massive workaholic means he's completely incapable of doing housework, and probably wouldn't be able to survive on his own. And his wife being his wife, having clung to nothing but her husband's social status for so long, must have also felt instinctually that she wouldn't make it without him. I guess they figured if they were going to hit rock bottom, they should do it together. Just as I predicted, the two of them plummeted down into the depths of hell because of their unparalleled hubris and selfishness. I hope the flames keep them nice and warm.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Deep text. Daddy, what are you up to?
I just got back from work, honey.
Oh, okay.
What's up? Oh, hey, about your birthday next month. Did you decide what you want?
Yeah. I want to go to the theme park with you, Daddy.
Theme park, huh? Sounds good. One day after your birthday. I got the day off, so how about that?
The day after my birthday? Oh, I can't.
Oh, you got plans? It's a Sunday, right?
We're going on vacation.
What? But what about school and stuff?
Not sure, but Mom said so.
She's working again?
Huh? No, I don't think so.
Oh. Did you notice anything different about her recently?
Huh? I don't know. She got a new car,
Car?
but her friend was driving it, so maybe she gave it to him as a gift?
A gift?
Is that a bad thing?
I mean, I don't know. Look, forget I said anything. How are you doing, Meg? You having fun at school?
Yeah, but Mom is always going out, so I'm always alone at the house.
Oh, I see. Sorry to hear that, Meg. Mom and I aren't living together anymore, but I still love you. You mean everything to me, Meg. Don't forget that. You can always talk to me, okay? I'm here for you.
Okay.
I'll talk to Mom about the theme park and set a date. See you soon.
Okay.
Meg! Give me a call as soon as you see this. But don't tell Mom that I told you to do so. Meg! You there? Meg!
Daddy, what's going on?
Meg! Where are you?
I'm home. I'm having a birthday party with Mom.
I'll be there in a few minutes. You gotta get out of there. Can you sneak out of the house? Don't let Mom see you.
What? Why? We're about to eat cake, though.
I'll buy you all the cake you want. Please, listen to me.
What's going on? Is everything okay, Dad?
Not really. Is Grandma there too? At the birthday party?
Nope. It's just my uncle and aunt. And Mom. That's it.
I see. I'm heading over there. Can you sneak out of the house? Don't let them see you.
What about my birthday party, though?
Please, this is really important. If you do this for me, you'll never have to listen to me again. You can do anything you want. I'll buy you anything you want. So please, Meg, do as I say. Please.
Okay, Dad, if you say so. I just have to leave the house without them knowing, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm in the bathroom. I'll leave now. Oh, but Mom is calling my name.
Oh,
But it's fine. I told her I had a stomachache.
okay. I'll be right there. Once you're outside, hide.
Okay.
Rob, what the hell? You took Meg, didn't you? I know it was you.
What if I did? I'm still her father. I didn't break the law.
So what? She's living with me. I'm her legal guardian. Your job is to send us money every month. That's it. Give her back right now.
You tried to sell her off. Screw you! You're never seeing her again.
What? What on earth are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. You told her you were going on vacation, but you were planning to sell her to your distant relatives. And the new car, the vacations. How did you afford all that, huh? I thought you were unemployed. I hired a PI to look into you. I couldn't believe it when he told me that you were trying to sell your own daughter. What the hell is wrong with you? You make me sick.
What? A PI? You stalker! What's wrong with you? You're still not over me? You're such a creep.
Shut up! Stop trying to change the subject. I asked you how you bought all those nice things, but you never answered me. I had no choice. And before the divorce, I knew you were cheating on me, but I had no proof. As a result, I couldn't do anything about it. So this time, I decided to get proof first. I learned from my mistakes.
What? How much did it cost to hire a PI? Stop wasting money on that. Send us the money instead.
I pay child support every month. Isn't that enough? You don't even have to work. You should be grateful.
Whatever. Get off my back. And I'm not selling her off. But my relatives, they really wanted a daughter, so I made them an offer. They're loaded. They can get Meg anything she wants. I thought it would be for the best. I just want what's best for her.
But they're paying you $200,000 for it, right? Sounds like human trafficking to me. What do you have to say about that, huh? And she's my daughter, too. You didn't even say anything about this.
Wait, how do you know all of this? How much do you know?
You really want to know? My PI got you on tape. You're an idiot. You were talking about this out loud in public.
Tape? Wow, so creepy. Whatever, fine, I admit it. But think about it. We'll still be her parents. That's not gonna change. They're just gonna borrow her for a few years, that's all. And they're super rich. It's for the best. Trust me on this one.
But then, why didn't you say anything to Meg, huh? This is her life we're talking about. She knew nothing about this. I've had it. I'm taking Meg, and that's final. I knew you couldn't be trusted. I gave you a chance, but you blew it. You're never seeing her again. Thought you loved her. Well, I decided to give you a chance, but I guess I was wrong. I should have known better.
What? Of course I love her. But this is 200 grand we're talking about here. It's a win-win for everyone. Think about it.
That's not my point.
Listen, I'll split the money with you, okay? Happy now?
No, she's not going anywhere. Money has nothing to do with this.
But I need the money. I got a new car, and they already gave me a deposit. If I back out now, I'm gonna have to give it back.
I don't give a crap. And you'll be fine. They'll feed you 3 times a day in jail.
Huh?
How dumb are you? You tried to sell your own daughter. That's illegal, you idiot.
What? Jail? Aren't you overreacting a bit? I'm just helping out a relative, that's all. I didn't break the law.
Well, tell that to the police then. But I got you on tape, so it's not gonna end well for you. Once they check your bank account, you're screwed.
What? Whatever. I'll be fine. I'll just make something up then.
You're such an idiot. Use your brain for once.
Screw you.
And these text messages. This is gonna come in pretty handy. Looks like the evidence is stacking up. You can try to delete it, but you can't delete the data on my phone, so you're out of luck.
You're an asshole. I'm glad I left you.
Right back at you. Meg is staying with me, and that's final. Don't ever come near us again. We're done.
Fine, listen. You can have her, okay? But please don't tell the cops.
What?
Look, I'm getting married soon. I only took Meg for the child support money. You can have her, okay? Just don't go to the cops. Please. Please, he's the man of my dreams. I want to start over fresh.
Oh, is that so? But, I don't think he feels the same way about you.
What does that mean?
You're talking about the guy you were seeing when we were still married, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Wait, hold on. What do you know about this? Tell me.
Oh, well, the guy you're dating? He doesn't love you. He's just using you for the money. My PI looked into it for me. And that car you gave him? My PI saw him driving it with another girl. He's actually engaged to her. They even live together. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna marry you. You probably should have given him the car, but, oh well, too late, I guess.
That can't be. No, you're lying.
Sucks for you. Whatever, not my problem. You did this to yourself, so figure it out.
No, this isn't happening. Wait, you're lying, aren't you? You're just trying to mess with my head.
You should probably talk to him yourself if you don't believe me. And, if I were you, I'd be worried about myself. You're going to prison, so whatever. Have fun in jail.
So Dad saved me at the last minute. Mom and her relatives got arrested for human trafficking. Not sure about the details, but she wasn't coming out for a long time. Her relatives didn't get any prison time though, but they had to pay a huge fine. They were wealthy, so they probably hired a really good lawyer or something. But after, everyone found out about what they tried to do. Within a few months, their company went out of business. So why did they want me in the first place? They wanted me to marry their son. He had stability and they were looking for someone who was willing to take care of him. When they showed up at my birthday party, I thought they were just some relatives, so I was pretty shocked when I found out about all of this. Thank goodness Dad saved me. Who knows what could have happened? When Dad texted me, I was pretty scared, but I'm glad I listened to him. After Mom got out of prison, she had nowhere to go, so she went back to her parents' house. But they knew about what she did, so she didn't get past the front door. After that, she went to her boyfriend's house and tried to hurt him. But the police arrived before she could do any serious damage. Looks like it's back to prison for her. I had no idea she was like this, though. Anyways, Dad and I moved out of town right after she went to prison. I had to switch schools, which was kind of tough, but I made a lot of new friends, so I guess it all worked out. I'm just glad she's out of my life. And I have the best dad in the world, so I think I'm gonna be fine. Time to move on with my life.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Olivia. My name's Diane. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for earlier.
Oh, hey there, Diane. I can't believe I'm only just talking to my little brother's wife for the first time. I wanted to introduce myself to you today, but I was so tied up with everything I didn't get a chance.
I wanted to meet you too, sweetie. Don't worry about it, though. I get that you had a lot on your plate.
So, Diane, huh? It's nice to finally speak to you. It's a shame we still haven't been able to meet for real. I was hoping I could see you before you went home, but I guess it couldn't be helped. I've been waiting for Gary to tell me your name for ages now.
Sorry about that. I did want to stay, but I had some urgent plans that I just couldn't break away from, so I had to go home. But fear not, because Gary gave me your phone number. We're finally in touch.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. Here's to a long, bright future as sisters-in-law.
Yeah, right. Anyway, Olivia, I hope you don't think I'm rude in saying that, but the look on your face earlier was hilarious. Weren't you a little too surprised when me and Gary showed up? You looked like you'd seen a ghost.
It's only natural I'd be surprised. Anyone would be a little shocked if their estranged brother, who they hadn't heard from for years, suddenly showed up at their house out of the blue. That would be surprising enough on its own, but I got hit with a double whammy when I realized he was married and brought his new wife along. My jaw almost hit the floor. When did you get married?
The wedding was almost half a year ago. Hey, Olivia, want to hear the story of how we met?
I'd love to hear it one day. But if you don't mind me asking, why did you guys come?
It's not that I wasn't pleased to see you, but I was a little surprised when you went home so soon after coming out all this way to see us. We just wanted to see your guys' reaction. Any girl would be curious about what her man's family are like, no? Gary told me so many stories about you guys since we met that I was really eager to see you in the flesh. I wanted to know what kind of house you lived in, too. And boy, was I impressed. It's beautiful. Is it a new build? Newish. We had it built around 5 years back. I was blown away when I realized you lived in such a trendy house. Did you have it built through Peeps Homes? Yeah. Wow, how did you know? You've got a good eye for this kind of thing, huh? I was super surprised when I saw it for the first time, too. My mom had built it while I was living out in Singapore for work, so I wasn't there for the grand unveiling. I think a house that marvelous is wasted with just you and your sick mom in it. She gets admitted to the hospital all the time, right? Gary told me all about how many different illnesses and ailments she has. Not to mention all the medications she's on. Her medicine cabinet must be like a mini pharmacy. Anyways, her constantly being in and out of the hospital like that must mean you're basically living there on your own. Sure, it used to be that way, but she's been resting up at home a lot lately, so it feels less like I'm on my own again now. Besides, being a new build, it's really well insulated, which makes it perfect for my mom to recover in. To be honest, I'd say I feel more peace of mind when she's here with me than when she's in the hospital. The ventilation's great, and we get this lovely, refreshing breeze that passes through the house in the day. The lighting's amazing, and we can even see the Rocky Mountains from the north side windows. For my mom, who spends a lot of time in bed, it's the perfect house. I can't imagine any hospital even coming close to this level of comfort. Wow, really? That sounds so cool. It was rainy and misty today, so I didn't notice the Rocky Mountains. But that must be such a picturesque view. I have to ask you this, Diane. But don't you and my brother have any intention of helping out with my mom's care? I'm finding it really difficult on my own. What? No way, that ain't gonna be happening, sweetie. Why would we go out of our way to take on the burden of something we know is gonna eat up huge chunks of our time and stress the living heck out of us? What kind of masochists do you take us for? I see. Fine, whatever, I guess. I didn't expect anything of you to begin with, so I can't say I'm surprised. Everyone knows that looking after elderly parents is the eldest daughter's job. I get that you might be struggling, but don't you think trying to palm your responsibilities off onto your little bro and his wife just because they happen to pay you a visit is a tad brazen? Don't you think this presumptuous attitude of yours might have had something to do with you not hearing from Gary for years? Wow, Diane, do you even know how ridiculous that sounds? I'm pretty sure the only reason my brother didn't come home is because he felt awkward and embarrassed. He was scared of me lecturing him for what he did, wasn't he? Surely he must have told you about everything that happened. Lecturing? Everything that happened? What do you mean? Oh, so he kept it quiet from you then, did he? How convenient. Gary took my mom's wedding ring without her permission and sold it for cheap at a pawn shop. He's always been the troublemaker of the family. I could go on all day about the never-ending list of crap he's pulled over the years. For example, the time he bought himself a new Porsche with our dad's life insurance payout when he died. Surely that's your mom's fault for not giving him a big enough cut of the money. What else was he supposed to do if he was struggling? Wow, seriously? Even hearing tales of my brother's stupendous scumbaggery doesn't put you off of him? Gary's my husband. We're a team, and I'll always have his back no matter what. That's what being married is all about. Forgive me if this is a rude question, but what exactly is it about my brother that you like? He's handsome. Oh, I see. He's just my type. Not only is he handsome, but he's rugged, masculine, charming. He has all the traits a man should have. He really is amazing. I'm pleased to hear you think so highly of him. Anyway, would you mind telling him I'd like him to come and visit our mom every now and then? I hate to say it, but she's been getting so much worse lately that there's no telling when something serious might happen. I'd feel awful if they never got to see each other again. I think he should make the most of the time we all have together while we have it, because one day it'll be too late. And I don't want him to spend the rest of his life full of regret. Yes, boss, I'll pass on the message. Hey, Olivia, long time no speak. Me and Gary are going to be living with you at your mom's place from starting today. Our things will be arriving just after noon, so be a darling and get ready to bring it all inside for us. Excuse me? We'll be there in about 30 minutes. Start preparing the buffet, sweetie. We're starving. We're gonna need supper later on as well. I'll take a roast duck with plum sauce, mushrooms, mixed vegetables, and cashew nuts. Gary said he wants lasagna with cottage cheese, eggplant, spinach. Oh, and of course, we'll both be needing champagne and plenty of it. Whoa. Just slow down for a second there, Diane. Can we start back at the beginning? Would you mind explaining what you mean when you say you're going to be living with us? Actually, you know what? Before that, how about you explain what the hell you've been playing at all this time? You didn't even show up at Mom's funeral. Do you have any idea how many times we tried contacting you? You think we have enough free time on our hands to be answering your phone calls? We were busy getting ready for the move. You should have told us the old lady looked ready to kick the bucket if you wanted us to come. You can hardly expect us to drop everything and rush over for the funeral at a moment's notice. Removal vans don't come cheap, you know. What the hell are you talking about, Olivia? This is the first I've heard of you moving house. You're the only one left at your mom's place since she died, right? You must be lonely. We're gonna do you a huge favor and come keep you company because we're so kind. Besides, a house that magnificent is wasted on a single woman like you. It's such an amazing place. We think it at least deserves the respect of being lived in properly. Wow, so that's why you took it upon yourself to decide you're coming to live with me, is it? This house isn't wasted on me at all. Don't be so arrogant. Oh, yes, it is. It's wasted on you, and me and Gary are gonna fix that. It makes far more sense for a couple like us to live there, because unlike you, we have a future. We'll probably have kids before long. Then Gary will inherit the house, and we can live there with our new family happily ever after. Wait a sec, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting? That I should leave? Why should I? I lived here for the last 5 years with Mom before she passed away. I was responsible for all of her care, all of the housework, paid the bills, did all the grocery shopping, and now you're telling me I should leave? Maybe all those things are true, but the point still stands that me and Gary already ended the contract on our apartment and hired the removal van. Your mom's house is the only place we have left to go. I can't tell you how excited we are about moving into our nice, big, spacious, detached house in the country with a view of the mountains. Our old place was a cramped little shoebox-sized apartment in the city. I can't tell you what it's like to finally be leaving that cockroach-infested hellhole. Who the hell do you think you are? You don't text, you don't call, you don't visit, you don't even show up at our mom's damn funeral. You don't show the slightest care for her while she was sick and dying. I literally haven't heard from either of you in years. And then you think you get to show up out of the blue and announce you're moving into her house as soon as she dies? I can't believe you left your apartment and hired a removal company without even freaking consulting me first. You're unreal. Listen, Olivia, I wanted to do this the polite way, but if you insist on whining at me like this, I have no choice. I'm just gonna come out with it. You don't belong in a house that trendy. It's like giving the crown jewels to a peasant. Fortunately, it just so happens that me and Gary are a perfect fit for the place. We're trendy, we're hip, we're up to date on all the latest fashion trends, we make a lot of money. Basically, we're winners in life. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if house prices shot up when people got wind of a couple as cool as us moving into the neighborhood. I see. Things are finally starting to make sense. I think I understand why you guys showed up out of the blue that time half a year ago now. As far as you guys were concerned, That was a house viewing, wasn't it? Oopsie! Did we get busted? I remember it like it was yesterday. I fell in love with the house the moment I saw it, my dream home. You don't have to worry about the place though, sweetie. I'll take good care of it. Hurry up and get your things together and get the hell out. You're nothing but a nuisance in the way of mine and Gary's happiness. I see how it is. All right, have it your way. I'll leave. But I want you to know that as far as I'm concerned, you and my brother are the last people who should be living in that house. Oh, what's this? The distant cries of a bitter loser? Believe me, Olivia, me and Gary are a perfect fit, so you need to hurry up and get the hell out. Preferably before we arrive so we don't have to look at your ugly face, okay? Thanks, sweetie. Hey, why aren't you picking up the phone? I've been trying to call you. At least reply to my messages. Hello? Oops, my bad. Must have dozed off. Sorry, honey. I feel wonderfully refreshed now, though. What can I do for you? What can you do for us? You know damn well what you can do for us. Now isn't the time to be taking naps. We just got kicked out of our freaking house. Help! Diane, you seem a little tense. Is everything okay? Judging from the state of the frenzied panic you're in, I'm guessing it already started. Oh, wait. You know? You know what's happening at the house right now? Yep, more or less. Then how about you freaking do something about it? Some strange old guy showed up and told us to get out of the house. Who is he? Do you know him? Yep. Gary was so pissed off, he was about ready to challenge him to a fight right then and there on the doorstep. He's gone for the time being. The old guy didn't seem intimidated at all. He just laughed when Gary started moving closer to him to try and get him to back off. I didn't catch what he said properly over the sound of Gary flipping out at him, but I'm pretty sure he said something about coming back before he finally walked away. Oh, really? You're right, that doesn't sound like he was intimidated at all. Right? Then when he was getting into his car, he said something about us regretting this? I can't put my finger on what exactly it was, but there was something scary about his aura, like he might be involved in some bad things. One thing's for sure, he wasn't a law-abiding citizen. Take this as your first and final warning. I think it'd be wise to do exactly as that old man told you. Why? What's going to happen to us if we don't? Who the hell is he? You'll never be able to get away from him as long as you're staying there. I'm the only one that can live in that house. Huh? You and Gary seem to be making a major misunderstanding. That house didn't belong to my mom. What? Then who the hell does it belong to? The old guy who just showed up and gave you the fright of your lives. Wait, what? That guy owns the house? You've got to be kidding me. That guy is a highly accomplished businessman, philanthropist, and real estate magnate who rubs shoulders with some of the world's most influential people. He runs several companies across a range of industries, from IT to real estate, from industrial manufacturing to hospitality. He's even making waves in the donut industry. He was in Time magazine lately for his role of the expansion of the vegan hotel suites he introduced at one of his hotel chains. He owns land in over 30 states and has been photographed with every president since Bush Sr. Mom was just renting the house from him. He was technically her landlord. Well, I say renting, but he was actually letting her stay there for free. And me too. What? For free? How the hell did you manage to get him to let you guys stay in such an amazing house for free? You mean, why did my mom get special treatment? Because the two of them were married under common law. Married under common law? What does that mean? Common law marriage is for couples who want to live together and present themselves as a married couple without going through a marriage ceremony or getting tied up in any of the legal aspects. Anyway, the bottom line is that old man is well within his rights to give you and Gary your marching orders. You're living in his house without permission, Diane. I don't think I need to educate you on the legality of that. You don't need to be a genius to figure out he could take you to court if you carry on refusing to leave. As far as the law is concerned, you two are total strangers. Wait, what? You mean me and Gary could get arrested? I lived with him and Mom for a long time, and we're on really good terms. He said he was more than happy for me to carry on living there free of charge after Mom passed away. He was obviously never going to extend the same courtesy to the arrogant, selfish son-in-law who neglected his beloved wife, failing to visit her even as she lay dying in hospital. You're insane if you think he's going to let you get away with taking it upon yourself to move into his house out of the blue. If you have anything resembling an ounce of common sense between the two of you, you'll get out of there as soon as possible and pray he takes mercy on you for the trespassing committed thus far. But where are we supposed to go?
That's neither mine nor his problem, Diane. Why don't you try putting yourself in his shoes for a moment? It's only natural he'd be furious with you for what you did. Plus, that's not all, is it? I heard all about the awful, disrespectful things you said to him. Something tells me there's a strong possibility he's focusing all of his efforts on clearing his house of its parasite infestation as we speak. I told you how influential he is, right? Money is no issue for him, and he's been through enough legal battles to know a thing or two about how the law works. He'll have you in court so fast you won't know what's hit you.
What are you trying to say? That he's already talking to the police or his lawyer? No, we can't afford to go to court. We wouldn't even know the first thing about hiring a lawyer.
I think things could be about to get very difficult for you if you don't take my brother and get out of that house immediately.
I want to, believe me, but Gary's refusing to move. He says we're staying and that's final.
Wow, I see he's just as much of a moron as usual then. Let me guess, he's being a stubborn blockhead and refusing to leave to protect his wounded pride because my stepdad flipped out at him? He must be seething. Knowing Gary, he's probably thinking of how he can take his revenge.
But won't the police be showing up soon? Olivia, please, you have to help us. Won't you try and convince him to leave? I begged and I pleaded, but he won't hear a word of it. You're his sister, maybe he'll listen to you.
The police? The old man's influence extends far beyond the police. After what Gary said to him, something tells me you're in for a lot worse than a police visit.
What? Worse than a police visit? What's that supposed to mean? Tell me, please, you're scaring me.
Oh, I am? Guess I can't say I feel guilty. To be honest, you guys have had this coming for a while now. I think it's about time you learned your lesson. Good luck, sweetie.
Help us, please! Olivia, I'm begging you. You have to do something. We're in big trouble here.
What's wrong? Has there been another development?
The house is surrounded by scary-looking bald guys in leather jackets. They're big and muscly and have the meanest looks on their faces. Me and Gary are terrified. We closed all the curtains and turned the lights off to make them think we're not home. We can't even escape with them out there. I've never seen Gary this way before. He's curled up in the corner, rocking back and forth in the fetal position, whispering, "This is all just a dream," to himself in between outbursts of hysterical crying. He looks pathetic.
Wow, I see. So they did end up going after all. I wasn't sure if he'd actually do it.
What? Do you know these people? Who the hell are they? That old guy, is he like the leader of a gang or something?
No, it's nothing like that. He's powerful and influential, but he's not involved in anything dangerous or illegal. And neither are the guys currently surrounding your house. Do you really want to know, Olivia? Okay, I'll tell you. They're all former professional boxers. I told you he runs several companies, right? Well, he has ties to the boxing industry going back decades and runs a couple of martial arts gyms locally.
Wait, so basically these guys surrounding our house are a bunch of angry fighters?
Bingo. Looks like he stopped by all of his gyms, picked up the boxing coaches, and brought them back to the house. With a short-tempered moron like my brother, a simple, easy-to-understand show of force is always going to be a lot more persuasive than a reasoned argument.
What? But this is barbaric. This is no different to how the mafia operates.
But is it really? All they're doing is surrounding your house. Go on, take a peep from behind the curtains if you dare.
They're just standing there, right? It's not like they're causing any trouble. Besides, you're the ones illegally trespassing in their boss's house. If you want to know what a lawbreaker looks like, then why not start by looking in the mirror? This is outrageous! How do you think the neighbors are gonna feel when they see this bunch of mean-looking bald dudes loitering down their street? There are kids around here. It's only a matter of time before someone feels frightened and calls the cops. The only ones who'll be in trouble then are him and his henchmen, so I suggest you make them stop right this instant. I wonder. You see, Diane, every single house in that neighborhood belongs to that old man. He operates a communal living scheme for young fighters who need a helping hand in life. He provides them with somewhere to live and covers all of their living expenses so they can train and focus on their fight careers full time. There's not a single person in that neighborhood who'd call the cops on him. In fact, your neighbors are all buddies with the mean-looking henchman currently outside your house. He owns every single house in the neighborhood? Just how much money does this guy have? Looks like Mr. and Mrs. Sheep moved into Wolf Village without realizing it. Oopsie. It was nice knowing you both. Please help us. You have to do something about this. You said you and your hotshot new daddy are friends, right? Then talk to him for us and get us out of this mess. He'll listen to you. I bet one word from you is all it'll take for him and his lackeys to go home. Please, I'm begging you. Isn't there something you should say before you come asking me for favors? Did you forget what you and my brother did? I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry I stole your house. Is that all? That doesn't make me feel like forgiving you. I'm so sorry for all the nasty, mean things I said about you. I'm so sorry for not going to your mom's funeral. We should have been there and we weren't. But you're well within your rights to hate us for that. But please try and find it in your heart to forgive us. We'll leave the house straight away, I swear. We'll never come back for as long as we live. Will you pass on a message to my brother for me? If you ever, even so much as try, to come anywhere near me after this, you won't get off so lightly next time. He makes me sick. I'll be happy if I never see his face again. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have a little brother anymore. He's as good as dead to me. Okay, I just told him. He said sorry. He'll never come near you or the house again. All right, I'll tell them. Yes, thank you so much, Olivia. I'll never forget this. Oh, don't get the wrong idea, sweetie. I only mean I'll tell them to spare your lives. Spare our lives? What's that supposed to mean? I mean, I'll tell the old man he can do whatever he likes with you both as long as he spares your lives. What? But why? We both apologized, didn't we? Sure, you apologized to me, but he's angry with you for his own reasons. If you want the band of angry fighters outside your house to go away, then I suggest you go out and negotiate with the boss man yourselves. But to negotiate with him, we'd have to leave the house. Of course. Duh. Alrighty then. Time to dig deep for every last ounce of courage you've got and face the music. You can do this, Diane. I believe in you. Be brave. No. I can't. I just can't. Please. Do you have any idea how scary these guys look? I can't go near them. What alternative do you have? You gonna stay holed up in the house forever? Look, let me make it real simple for you. If you're not out of that house within the next hour, I won't forgive you either. Did the removal company arrive yet? Not yet, but they won't be long. I suggest you get on the phone immediately and call them off. But what are we supposed to do with our things? We already got rid of the apartment. We don't have anywhere to put everything. I'm not sure why you think that's my problem, sweetie. But I can assure you it most certainly is not. Figure it out yourselves. I'm sure they'll keep a hold of it all for an extra day if you toss a little money their way. We don't have any left. Look, Olivia, to tell you the truth, me and Gary have been unemployed for a while. I quit my job when he got promoted a while back, but he got fired one day after throwing a cheese grater at his boss in the office cafeteria. We'd been struggling to pay the rent on the apartment for a while. That's why we decided to move here. We had no choice. We used the last remnants of our savings on the removal van. Wow, you two really are beyond saving. Unfortunately for you, I couldn't care less whether you're in dire straits. If you leave even so much as a single one of your belongings outside this house, there will be hell to pay. Olivia, please! This is going too far. How could you be so heartless? Do you want me and your brother to be homeless, do you? Because we'll have no choice but to live on the streets if we do what you're asking us to. You're about to destroy a young couple's future with your selfish demands. Is that really something you want on your conscience? What's this all of a sudden? The distant cries of a bitter loser? Homeless is fine by me. Hurry up and get out of my house. After that, my brother and his wife escaped the house in a hurry, under the stony gaze of the group of brawny men gathered outside. They told me they had no money left after canceling the contract on their apartment, so I have no idea what became of them after that, and to be honest with you, I don't care one bit. Their fates will forever remain a mystery. With that, I moved back into my house and resumed my life as normal. Of course, appearances can be deceiving, and while I know that all of my Boxer neighbors are kind, friendly, warm-hearted people, I can easily see how the neighborhood being full of mean-looking guys in black cars with tinted windows could scare off anyone who didn't know. Which means that any shady characters or would-be criminals don't have the guts to come near the place. And as a result, we never get any troublemakers, and it's an amazingly peaceful place to live. Anyway, I mentioned what lovely people my Boxer neighbors are, right? Well, it just so happens that I married one of them, a pro fighter, even years after the events of today's episode. Eventually, we moved out of that house and got a place of our own out in the country. Even still, we stayed in touch with my mom's husband and ex-landlord, who'd done so much for us both over the years, and we're still in contact to this day. With both my parents gone, he agreed to walk me down the aisle as my dad on our wedding day. It was the happiest day of my life, and I just know my parents were looking down on us, smiling. I'll be eternally grateful to my mom for bringing such an amazing, compassionate human being into my life.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Melissa. Sorry, I was really busy. I had to take my lunch break late today. I can finally eat. I'm starving.
You must have been much busier than usual then.
You have no idea. I'm exhausted already. But I was really looking forward to eating this lunch. Thanks for making it for me.
No problem. I'll be making you lunch every day from now on. I hope it can help you feel even a little bit better at work.
You know what? I still find it kind of hard to believe that we really got married.
What is this all of a sudden?
I don't know. I guess it's just these little domestic kind of exchanges that make it really sink in.
I kind of know what you mean. It really does feel like a conversation between a husband and a wife.
The wedding was only just recently, and I still have a lingering feeling as though I'm still at the ceremony.
It was a wonderful ceremony, wasn't it? Both of our parents were completely in tears.
I think my parents were really thankful and have high hopes for our future together. That's why they were crying so much.
What do you mean by that? I haven't really done anything for them to be grateful to me for.
I'm guessing it's mainly for that time the company I worked at went bankrupt and shut down. I lost my job and I've really lost my way in life at the moment, but it helped me find a job and set myself straight again. On top of that, I really enjoy the work I'm doing now. I'm really happy I was able to get this job.
It's not that big of a deal, though. The company that one of my relatives runs was short on staff, so I was able to recommend you for a position.
It's not just that either. You accepted me even though you know that I can't have kids. I think they were really scared that I wouldn't be able to get married or find anyone because of that. I mean, if you had told me that you didn't want to get married after I told you that, I couldn't even have blamed you. I would have understood completely. But is it really okay that you won't be able to have a child?
I already knew that before we got married, so let's stop talking about this. And if we don't have kids, then that's just more money for us to use to do things that we love. There's always a positive way to look at every situation. Look for the silver lining.
I guess, but I still can't shake some of the anxiety. You might be okay with it now, but what happens if later down the line you realize that you really did want kids after all?
In that case, we could always look to adopt or become foster parents. Although, people say you shouldn't use adoption centers just if you yourself want kids. It should be for the kids' sake. But maybe if we're okay financially, it might not be a bad way to have a family of our own.
So basically, there could be lots of options for us in the future.
The world we live in now is diverse, and almost anything is possible. Besides, it's not like the two of us decided to get married just to have a kid, is it?
Thank you. You have such a big heart. That makes me feel much better.
No need to exaggerate.
I really lost a bit of confidence and became anxious once I found out about my infertility. But if you're okay with being with me as I am, then I'm not going to look down on myself anymore. The issue can end here.
That's good to hear, but I didn't really do anything special. I just fell in love with you, and then we got married. That's it.
I'm really lucky to have been able to marry you. I can't wait for our future together. 1 year later.
Hey, do you want to come shopping with me tomorrow? It's your day off, right?
Sorry, I can't. I got called into work tomorrow. What about going next week?
I don't know if I can go next week. I think tomorrow is the only day that really works for me.
Is there something in particular that you wanted to buy?
I wanted to look for a wedding gift for Allison. She's having a wedding party for all of us instead of a ceremony, remember? I wanted to make sure I got a gift and was ready to give it to her by that day.
Oh, that's right.
You'll be able to make it with me to the party, though, right?
Of course I will. Some other people I know are going there too. But if it's for Allison, we better make sure to get her a nice gift.
You know how we all went to the same high school, right? Were you ever in the same class?
No, never. But we still saw each other in the halls and events and the like. I just know her face. I don't think we ever spoke while we were at school.
So you guys only started speaking after we started dating? That means since the reunion.
I guess so. In high school, I never thought that we would ever end up together. I mean, we also never spoke while we were at high school, right?
No, we didn't. Even at the high school reunion, I honestly had a hard time remembering your name and your face.
I guess I never made much of an impression then. To be fair, I didn't remember you very well either.
You remembered Allison better, didn't you? I mean, she has always been really pretty and stands out wherever she goes.
She's super intense in lots of different ways. You guys are old childhood friends, aren't you?
Yeah, we've known each other since kindergarten.
Well, that's a long time.
It really, really is. But I don't think we would have been friends if we hadn't known each other since then. Our personalities are totally different after all.
Yeah, she seems like she acts like a little princess.
You see, her father is the owner of a pretty big restaurant chain. When we first became friends, it was still a pretty small business, but it's gotten pretty big since then. Plus, her fiancé is also super rich.
What does he do?
He's a lawyer. But his father also apparently owns a bunch of properties and stocks, too.
I guess money really does attract more money. I know she's your friend, but to be honest, I've never really been sure how I feel about Allison. Ever since high school.
Not sure in what way? As in her personality?
I mean, she's pretty selfish, right? I remember that whenever there was any trouble or fuss at school, she was sure to be the cause of it. I'd always think how spoiled she must have been growing up to act like that. Don't get me wrong, though, it's not like I hate her or anything.
I definitely can't deny that she can be selfish sometimes. But she really is a good person deep down. She'll do anything when it comes to her friends. There is a real strong sense of loyalty that she feels for them.
really? I wouldn't have expected that. What I'm really surprised is that she's not having a full wedding ceremony. I would have expected her to throw a crazy, extravagant one. But then she decided to just have a small party instead.
Well, she did have a wedding ceremony, but it was for family only. It was in Hawaii.
Ah, I see. At a location wedding. I guess that's how rich people do things.
Her husband is from Hawaii, so most of his family is there. That's why they decided to just have a small party for friends on the mainland. Apparently, the party is still costing them a whole lot of money, though.
Really? Just for the party?
I think even just the rent for the hall is already super expensive. It's right by the sea, so it must have been pricey. It's kind of lucky for us, though, that they did a family one in Hawaii and then one for us here. We would have had a tough time being able to pay for a trip all the way out there just for a wedding.
You're right. Vacation weddings are really nice, but are quite difficult for the guests. I guess even rich people can be thoughtful of others sometimes.
Especially Allison. I'm looking forward to it, though. I wonder what kind of party it'll be.
A few days later.
Hey, Melissa, how could you?
Allison! What do you mean? What's going on?
Don't play dumb. When did you have a kid? Why didn't you tell me when you were pregnant? You told me that you don't even want kids in the first place, and then you go and have a kid without saying anything?
Allison, what? I really don't know what you're getting at.
I'm talking about your baby. I know that we've both been really busy and haven't even had time to see each other since you got married, but does that mean you just forgot about me? You should have told me. We could at least have celebrated the birth together.
Allison, I don't have a kid. Where did you even get this from?
Don't even try to lie to me. It won't work. Why did you keep it a secret? I'm seriously upset about this.
I'm not lying or trying to trick you here. I honestly don't have a kid. If you don't believe me, go ahead and call my parents and ask them. You have their number, right?
If you don't have a kid, then whose baby was it that I saw?
What baby are you talking about? I've got no idea what's going on here.
I just saw John a little while ago. He just stepped out of the hospital.
What? John was at the hospital?
Yeah, and he was holding a baby in his arms. I figured you guys had gone in for a checkup. It looked like he was just waiting for you outside.
I didn't go there today. I was nowhere near the hospital. I went out shopping on my own this morning and was doing that all day. I wasn't ever pregnant either. I mean, I can't get pregnant.
What do you mean you can't?
This is just between you and me, okay? But John is infertile. We can't have kids. That's why I told you that I don't want to have kids before. The real reason is that we can't.
Oh, really? I didn't even think that may have been the case.
Well, it's not like we wanted to go around telling everyone the real reason for it, you know? That's why we just tell everyone that we don't plan on having kids. It makes it much easier.
Then what was John doing there?
I don't know, but John said that he had work today. Are you sure you didn't make a mistake?
No, it was definitely him. There's no way I'd have made a mistake. I mean, I've met and spoken to him so many times at this point.
But I don't have a kid, and I wasn't ever pregnant. It couldn't be him. But if you're sure it was really him, then what on earth was he doing there?
Does John have any siblings? Maybe he was looking after one of their kids.
He does have an older brother, but I've never heard anything about his wife being pregnant. Besides, he told me that he got called into work today. Why would he lie about that?
I don't know, that's weird. Like, if he was just looking after a friend's or relative's kid, then there'd be no reason to lie to you about going to work.
Allison, did you talk to John?
No, I was actually in the car and just stopped at the lights outside when I saw him. So I didn't really have the chance to say anything to him.
But you said that it looked like he was waiting for somebody to come out, right? There wasn't anybody with him?
Yeah, he was outside by himself with the baby. But he seemed as though he was looking at the door of the hospital and waiting for someone to come. Plus, he had a woman's bag in his arms too. So he definitely came with somebody else, not alone.
I wonder who it could be.
Sorry to say this, Melissa, but do you think he could be having an affair? Then the baby might be a child he had with his lover?
That can't be it. In the first place, he can't have kids at all.
But wouldn't that make the most sense given the situation? Usually if men are going to lie like this, it's because they're cheating.
But him having a love child? I can't even imagine that to be true.
If it's the truth, though, he really betrayed you. There's no way I could forgive him for that. I'm pulled over on the side of the road because I wanted to message you. But do you want me to go back to where he was? I can go and catch him red-handed.
Wait, don't do that. If he really is cheating, I want to have solid proof of it. Could you just go back and try to get a photo of him with whoever he was waiting for? And then based on that, I'll decide what to do.
Of course I can do that. Just leave it to me. I'm not letting him get away with anything if he cheated on you.
3 weeks later.
Hey, John, where did you go? You disappeared in the middle of Allison's party.
What the hell is going on? Why did she say go and say that out of nowhere?
You mean about you cheating on me?
That's just a misunderstanding.
It really took me by surprise. I never expected you to be cheating on me with someone so close to us. I mean, you, me, and Allison have all known Sophie since high school. She's even close enough to be invited to Allison's wedding party.
I'm telling you that I'm not having an affair. It's not like that.
You saw the photo that Allison showed everyone, though. It's a photo of the two of you together.
Where did you even get your hands on something like that?
Allison just happened to see the two of you somewhere and contacted me straight away.
How could you go about blurting things out like that in front of so many people? Your parents are in that crowd, you know.
Allison and I have known each other for so long, she's basically part of the family. Of course my parents would be there to celebrate our marriage.
So you purposely just wanted to shame me in front of your parents?
Yeah, basically. But that was pretty low of you to run out of the party but leave Sophie here all alone. She started shaking so hard she had to be taken to a different room. My entire family were really about to give her a piece of their mind.
Anyone would want to run away in that kind of situation. Literally everyone at the party was staring at me.
But you running away is an admission of guilt. My dad is on the phone to your parents right now to tell them everything.
Wait a second, don't get my parents involved in this.
John, I'm going to be straight with you. Everything that's going to happen to you from now is what you deserve. You brought it on yourself. You're not just going to get away with hurting my best friend like that.
Is this Allison?
How about you come back to the party and you and Sophie can get on your knees and beg for forgiveness?
It's your fault things have gotten so messed up right now. Are you crazy doing something like this?
You're just reaping what you saw. Don't blame other people for the results of your action.
Don't you realize that it could be your fault that our marriage falls apart? Didn't you think about that before you pulled the stunt?
All I did was reveal the truth. If that's going to ruin your marriage...
Shut the hell up! You've ruined everything! I'm not gonna let you get away with this.
Then so be it. And what exactly can you do?
I'm gonna make you regret this for the rest of your life. I'd watch my back at night if I were you. You're not gonna look so pretty once I'm done with you.
Oh no, I'm too scared. Are you trying to intimidate me? I'll file a criminal complaint against you then.
What? I haven't committed a crime.
You remember how my husband is a lawyer? Well, he's right next to me reading your messages. And he said that what you said just before qualifies as criminal intimidation.
Are you kidding me? This isn't something to get the police involved over.
That's for me to decide. I'm the victim in this situation after all.
Stop exaggerating. You don't need to go to the police.
Well, we can settle this privately out of court if you want. You'll still have to pay a settlement fee, though. I have the money to hire the best lawyers available.
So you want to get into it with me? You better be prepared for complaint ruin.
This is Melissa again. You're a real idiot for trying to make Allison into an enemy like that. Once she gets worked up, she doesn't listen to anyone.
Melissa, please, calm her down for me. She's getting way too worked up over this.
Allison is fine, but I wouldn't rile her up anymore if I were you. She will do whatever she said and clean you out completely if she feels like it. The more aggressive you get with her, the worse it'll be for you in the end.
Just have her leave it alone. I'll tell you the truth, okay? It's true I was cheating on you with Sophie, but I also lied about not being able to have kids. Sophie and I have been seeing each other for the last 2 years or so.
So, that baby really is yours then? Why would you lie about that?
Because I only wanted to have a cute child.
What is that supposed to mean?
Sophie has a pretty face, so I wanted to have a child with her. Honestly, if I had a child with you, I didn't think they would turn out very good looking. So I decided to lie about not being able to have children. But on the other hand, you have a better job and make more money than Sophie, so I figured I would marry you.
So you just didn't want to have a kid with an ugly woman like me? Who do you think you are?
I didn't say you were ugly.
You better come back here right now. If not, I'll ask your parents to come instead. What was that you said about looking forward to our happy future together? You're the one who has made it the complete opposite.
After that.
After that, John came back to the party because he was really against having his parents come and getting involved directly. When he walked into the room, everyone present burst into yells and jeering. It was like a storm. My father grabbed him by his shirt and hauled him off to another room away from everyone. There, John and Sophie groveled for forgiveness in front of him. A few days later, John had to pay Allison a sizable sum of money as a private settlement for what he said to her. Of course he was against it, but decided that it'd be going to criminal court and being charged with threatening bodily harm. John later lost his job that he enjoyed so much that I referred him to. The owner of the company is a relative of mine after all, and decided to get rid of John after hearing what he had done. Although his life was falling apart because of his own actions, John decided to marry Sophie against his parents' wishes. Because of that, they refused to talk to him ever again and severed all ties with him. However, having lost his job, John wasn't doing so well financially, and Sophie couldn't stand their poor lifestyle and disappeared, leaving the baby behind. There was no way that John would be able to properly raise the child on his own under his current circumstances. In the end, his older brother and wife took in the baby and decided to look after the child as their own. John cut ties and contact with all of his friends and acquaintances and disappeared somewhere. Nobody has heard from him since. On the other hand, I'm enjoying my life on my own again. Deep down, I'm glad that this whole thing was revealed quite early and I didn't have to live with John for that long. Of course, Allison and I are still best friends, even now.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey there, Annalise. It's your beloved Grandma. Hey, Grandma. Thanks for the message. Did you get used to your new smartphone yet? You betcha. I can't believe how quickly you got used to writing messages even though it's your first time having one. You got the hang of it quicker than some of my school friends. I know, right? There's only one explanation for it. I must be a genius. It was the same back when I got my first flip phone. All of the girls from the bingo hall were flabbergasted by how quickly I got to grips with it. I've always been a dab hand with technology. Really? That's impressive. You should have bought one earlier if you're this much of a natural. It's fine, dear. There really wasn't any need. But these days, the world's becoming so dependent on these gadgets that it's getting hard to live without them. Even tickets for live music are electronic now. QR codes this, electronic passes that. It's difficult to exist in this day and age without a smartphone. Right. I heard you like going to watch live K-pop performances. You're like a teenager.
Right? K-pop keeps you young, my dear. I have another show lined up in August. I'm finally going to see Black Peeps.
Wow, really? That sounds like a blast. I bet you'll love it. I want to go watch live K-pop too.
I know, darling, but you have too many responsibilities right now to afford to spend time at music festivals. You have your exams coming up soon, right? I don't want to make you feel pressured, but how well you do on these will determine the course of the rest of your life. You can have fun going to concerts once your exams are over.
I'm studying really hard, Grandma. I always get the highest grades in my class.
Wow, you do? That's my Annalise. You really are your father's daughter. Thank God you didn't end up taking after your mom. What a nightmare that would have been.
Why? What's bad about taking after my mom? Mom's just as clever as Dad is.
I wonder. Didn't your mom graduate a second-rate college? No matter which way you look at it, she's vastly inferior to your father. You ending up like her is the last thing we need.
Ending up like her? What's that supposed to mean? Is this why you messaged me to insult my mom?
No, it's not like that at all. Forget I said anything, darling. Will you be coming over to your grandmother's house for Thanksgiving this year?
Yeah. I have my exams coming up soon, though, so I probably shouldn't be wasting time on Thanksgiving celebrations.
Don't be silly, dear. It's good to let your hair down sometimes.
I can't afford to let my guard down. If I slack off once, I might fall into the habit and get lazy.
You normally take your studies very seriously, don't you? If studying is already part of your daily routine, I think you'll be absolutely fine. A study routine you developed over the course of years and months isn't going to fall apart because you spend a measly 3 days enjoying time with your family. Besides, we have your dad's old desk here, so if you're really that worried, you can study while you're here.
Yeah, Dad mentioned that too, but still.
Annalise, this is the first time the entire family will have been gathered together in years, and we have a duty to make the most of it. I just know we're going to have a whale of a time. We'll probably never get another chance like this again, so I absolutely will not hear any more about you not coming. You're going to eat my delicious Thanksgiving dinner, and that's the end of it.
Am I allowed to study whenever we're not eating?
Of course you are, darling. Anyway, what time will you be leaving for my house? I was told you'll all be coming a day early so we can spend as much family time together as possible. I was thinking of ordering you burger and fries on the first day. Of course, I want to avoid eating anything substantial on the day itself because we'll all be having a big, sumptuous, home-cooked dinner together.
Mom said we'll be leaving first thing on the 23rd, so I guess we'll probably arrive around lunchtime.
The 23rd? Weren't you coming on the 22nd? I was told you'd all be staying with me from the 22nd to the 26th.
Well, I was told the 23rd.
That's strange. Is your mother there?
Yeah, why?
Be a darling and pass her your phone. I want to confirm with her.
Hello, Betty.
Victoria?
Yep, it's me.
Aren't you coming over for Thanksgiving on the 22nd? Annalise just told me the 23rd.
Yep, we're coming on the 23rd.
Are you sure you're not getting this wrong? My Timothy told me the 22nd.
Oh, he did? He must have told you wrong. We're leaving on the morning of the 23rd.
How could you do this to me? I made plans for the festivities to start on the 22nd, because that's when I thought you were coming. I was going to order burgers for everyone.
I'm sorry, Betty.
Goodness gracious me, Victoria, I do wish you were more organized. Do you think I don't have a life of my own to live?
I turned down social invites from friends to have you all over on the 22nd. I'm really sorry about this. I hope it doesn't mess up your schedule too much. I suppose I shouldn't be too hard on you. It's hardly a surprise that someone who graduated a second-rate college would be this disorganized and unreliable. But still, imagine struggling with something as basic as simple communication. It's a wonder you even made it this far in life. Your disorderly schedule-keeping habits betray your lower-class upbringing. But it didn't have anything to do with me. It was Tim who told you the wrong day. Don't but me, young lady. You're his wife, and a good wife is like a secretary. It's your job to confirm his schedule. No ifs, no buts. He works full-time to make sure you have food on the table and a roof over your head. Do you really think he has that kind of luxury? You're so sloppy, it makes me sick. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Has there ever been a wife as useless as you? I'm starting to doubt it. To think my poor son married you, I'll never know what possessed him to make such an irresponsible decision. He normally acts so intelligently. I'm just grateful Annalise didn't end up taking after you. Yeah, she's the spitting image of her dad. Their personalities are super similar, too. They're both really clever. Exactly. I take it you'll be sending her to an elite high school? She'll ace everything they throw at her because she takes after my Timothy. I couldn't agree more. She studies really hard every single day, and I'm very proud of her. There's nothing she can't do when she puts her mind to it. Right? Just now, she told me she even wants to study on Thanksgiving. Truly, she's one in a million. My Timothy's genes are definitely stronger in her. I have high hopes for her future. Right, me too. Anyway, we'll be seeing you on the 23rd for Thanksgiving. We're all looking forward to it. Hey, you! What the heck do you think you're playing at? What have you been teaching my granddaughter? You're a failure as a parent. Hi, Betty. I'm not sure what you mean. Would you mind elaborating? How long do you and my son plan on staying out grocery shopping? You'll never believe what Annalise did while you were away. This is outrageous. She did something? What did she do? She threw one of the meals I cooked in the garbage. Huh? What do you mean? She said it was because the salsa side dish I made was too spicy. I know you and her don't like spicy foods, which is why I made you both a separate milder version. But she threw the spicy one in the trash. Really? Why would she do such a thing? I have no idea, Victoria. Why don't you tell me? I spent hours slaving over a hot stove to make sure this Thanksgiving dinner was a huge success. How could she be so immature? I thought she was better than this. Is she really 15 because she acts 5? I'm really sorry about this, Betty. What's Annalise doing now? She locked herself in the study and won't come out. What's worse, she seems to have absolutely no intention of apologizing whatsoever. She won't even speak to me, for crying out loud. She's completely ignoring me. You should know I've already told the rest of the family about this little stunt of hers. All of our relatives are furious with her. Just hold on. Me and Tim will be back as soon as we can. Yes, make sure you are. I can't believe this. This was supposed to be a special family get-together where we all laughed and joked and made merry over some good food. But that little brat has gone and ruined everything with her disgraceful behavior. Betty, hold on a second. Do you have any idea why she might have done it other than it being spicy? Annalise has a good head on her shoulders, and she's very mature for her age. I find it hard to believe she'd do something so extreme without good reason. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary before Tim and I went out shopping. I don't know why she did it. She just tossed it in the garbage and started glaring at me. You should have seen the look on her face. Pure hatred, I tell you. What on earth is wrong with that girl? I see. I'm so sorry she did that. Me and Tim are going to talk to her as soon as we get back. If you're going to tell her off, you can do it right now. I've heard of rebellious phases, but this crosses the line. Back in my day, she'd have gotten 20 cracks of the belt for this. I knew it. I never wanted to accept it was possible, but I can't bury my head in the sand anymore. This was always going to happen with you as her mother. This clearly happened because she inherited your barbaric peasant genes. I can't apologize enough for what she did. But I know that Annalise isn't the kind of girl to throw someone's kindness back in their face like that. There has to be a reason. There's no smoke without fire. That said, even if she did have her reasons, throwing your cooking in the trash was totally unacceptable. No shit, Captain Obvious. I am livid. You know what? I've had it. I won't even forgive her if she apologizes. I had such high hopes for that girl. Words can't describe my disappointment. I had no idea she was such an uncivilized savage. I'm gonna message her right away. I'm so sorry, Betty. If you're going to apologize, then at least do it properly. I want you to apologize to me in person, to my face. If Annalise doesn't apologize to me, neither of you will be getting any supper tonight. Do you hear me? No supper. Annalise, I just heard what happened. Can you explain what's going on? Why did you throw away your grandma's salsa? Did she message you? Yes, she's absolutely livid. I know that. She went crazy at me when I did it. Her face was bright red. She looked like a demon. Do not call your grandmother a demon. Throwing a meal someone worked very hard to cook in the garbage like that is extremely rude, hurtful, and completely unacceptable, Annalise. It's only natural she'd be angry with you. You're coming with me, and we're going to apologize to her right now. You know what you did was wrong, don't you? Sure, I accept that it's rude to throw people's cooking in the trash, but I don't think what I did was wrong. I'm not saying sorry. You would have ended up in the hospital if you ate that stuff. Huh? Ended up in the hospital? What's that supposed to mean? She put something in the salsa that was meant for me and you. I saw her. We would have gotten sick if we ate it. What do you mean she put something in it? Like what? What are you talking about? I think it was pesticide or rat poison or something. I saw her mixing it into the salsa. That's why I tossed it in the garbage. I'm guessing she was trying to send us to the hospital because she didn't want us there for the Thanksgiving dinner. But why would she do such a thing? Are you aware of how crazy that sounds? Are you sure you're not making some kind of misunderstanding here? Your grandma loves you to bits. You know she does. She dotes on you more than anyone. But she hates you. The only reason she was nice to me before is because she thought I took after Dad. That all changed yesterday. Why? What happened yesterday? Grandma was saying all kinds of mean, horrible things about you last night, just like usual. I've heard it a million times before, but for some reason I just saw red this time. My anger overwhelmed me, and I finally told her what I really thought of her. I let her have it, Mom. I let her have it big time. I think she hates me now. She's been giving me the cold shoulder ever since. What did you say to her? I told her I think you're the best mom in the world, and I'm proud to be your daughter. I said I'm glad I didn't turn into a toxic, hateful witch like her. I said I feel sad that I'm related to someone so horrible. Then I told her I hate her and never want to see her again. Wow, I see. Well, that explains why she got mad. I couldn't take it anymore, Mom. I was sick and tired of holding my tongue all the time. Her attitude towards you is awful. Not only that, but who the hell tries to poison someone just because they're mad someone had the nerve to speak their mind? She's crazy. But if that's why you did it, why didn't you tell the rest of the family? Because she flipped out at me and started shouting so loud that I couldn't even find an opening to explain myself. I gave up and decided to leave it alone until I could explain to you and Dad when you got back. So that's what happened. Wow, Annalise, I have to say I'm pretty shocked. But I always knew you were strong-willed. You're bold and gutsy, just like your dad. Make sure Dad knows what really happened, too. I don't want him to think I'm the kind of person who'd do something so crazy without good reason. Don't worry, Annalise. Both me and your dad had a feeling there was more to the story than what your grandma was telling us. Still, I never saw this coming. Talk about a bolt out of the blue. Are you mad with me? I'm mad, but I'm not mad with you. I know you were just trying to protect me. Your dad and I could never be angry with you for that. Thank you for standing up to your grandma on my behalf, sweetie. I can't tell you how much it means that you'd do that for me. I had to remake my salsa from scratch because of that unruly little brat of yours. She's out of control, I tell you. When will you and my Timothy be coming back? Hurry up, get your asses back here and make the demon child apologize. Sorry, Betty, we already went home. Excuse me? You went home? When? Why? Where are you now? One thing's for sure, we're not at your house anymore. We all snuck out and drove away while you weren't looking. We just arrived back home. You're at home? What the hell do you think you're playing at, woman? I never gave you permission to leave. You think you get to run away before I get my apology? Look at you, you pathetic, sniveling coward. Looks like the apple didn't fall far from the tree with you and the demon brat. I've had it with the both of you. By the way, you should know that me, Tim, and Annalise weren't the only ones who went home. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Haven't you realized? There's no one left at your house. Have you been in the living room? What in God's name are you talking about? All of your relatives left while you were preparing food in the kitchen. None of them wanted to risk eating your cooking. Oh my God! Why on earth would everyone go home? Explain yourself. What did you do? Are you telling me you didn't notice almost a dozen people walking out of your front door and driving away? You must really be focused on the cooking, huh? I wonder why. Could it be that you weren't really focusing on the cooking at all, but trying to poison me and my daughter? Poison you? What? I have no idea what you're talking about. The reason Annalise threw your salsa in the trash is because she saw you mixing something suspicious into it. She did what she did to protect me. What are you talking about, woman? This is crazy talk, I tell you. I'd never do anything like that. Don't say such slanderous things. Are you trying to damage my good reputation? I'll have your head on a plate for this. You can drop the phony outrage now. I found the trash bag with the salsa in it and emptied it out on the lawn in front of your house. Some bugs started gathering to eat it, but within a few minutes, they all stopped moving. There was clearly something very potent and not fit for human consumption in that salsa. You spiked it with pesticide, didn't you? No, if there was anything in there, it had nothing to do with me. I don't have the foggiest idea what you're talking about. There's just one slight problem with that. Everyone who was at the house saw you cooking. You're the only one who could have possibly poisoned that salsa. Our relatives were so shocked when they heard what you'd done, their jaws practically hit the floor. Tim encouraged everyone to go home. He had no choice but to cancel this year's Thanksgiving due to your dangerous, deranged behavior. That's why everyone went home? But they all went out of their way to drive here and spend the day with me. It's hardly a surprise that no one would want to stick around to find out whether their food had been poisoned too. You can't blame them for having trust issues after what you did. At least half of the guests had kids with them. If anything, it'd be weirder if they wanted to stay. You mean you made everyone think I'd poisoned their food? There's no way I'd do something like that. Why did you have to go and give them the wrong idea? You've turned my entire family against me. How can you say that there's no way you would do something like that when that's literally what you did today? What's worse, you tried to paint Annalise as the villain because she was clever enough to figure out what you were planning on doing. You're supposed to be a responsible adult, but you're nothing but a disgrace, you vile, reprehensible excuse for a human being. It's bad enough that you tried to poison me and my daughter in the first place. The fact that you try and blame a 15-year-old kid to save your ass leaves me no choice but to conclude you're totally irredeemable and shouldn't be associated with under any circumstances. Both of our families are disgusted with and terrified of you in equal measure. God damn it! Why did you have to go blowing it out of proportion to everyone? Sure, that stuff might have made you sick, but there wouldn't have been any serious side effects. It was just a prank, just a lighthearted prank to brighten up the mood a little on Thanksgiving. Why so serious? Can't you even have a joke with someone these days? I figured Annalise should be the butt of the joke by way of teaching her a lesson for being so impertinent and disrespectful towards me. You're her mother, so naturally you bear some of the responsibility for her attitude. She told me all about how she stood up to you. She said she gave you what for because she finally got tired of listening to you badmouth me all the time. It's hardly surprising she'd be pissed off with you for constantly insulting her mom to her face like that. I mean, who even does that? Just how rotten and black-hearted are you? Who the hell do you think you are? You will speak to me with the proper respect, young lady. I'm your mother-in-law and superior, and you will fix this disgraceful attitude of yours immediately. Just because you're my mom-in-law doesn't mean you can say and do whatever you please to me. There's a thing called basic human decency, and you seem to be sorely lacking in it. I won't deny I hold some of the responsibility in this for keeping quiet and tolerating your bullshit for so long. I didn't want to rock the boat for Annalise's sake. But it turns out she's actually hated you for a long, long time because of how you treat me. What? My own granddaughter hates me? Yep, she was hiding her true feelings towards you this whole time. She knew that if she said anything to upset you, I'd be the one who got it in the neck. But she won't have to carry on tolerating you anymore. Me, Tim, and Annalise are never coming to your house again. What? You're never coming here again? No, what are you saying? This is absurd. I'm not saying anything. This was Tim's idea. Even your own son hates you, Betty. He said we're cutting you out of our lives for our own safety. I mean, please, how did you think he was going to react to you trying to poison his wife and daughter? With gratitude? This will be the last time we ever speak. No. Are you joking? Please tell me you're joking. No. Come back, please. Just come back and let's talk this through like sensible, mature adults. You can't do this. You haven't given me a chance to defend myself. Oh, how could you be so horrible? Us? Horrible? You seem to be forgetting the small detail of you trying to feed me and my daughter pesticide-laced salsa. Something tells me none of our relatives are ever going to be spending another Thanksgiving at your house. I hope you're used to being alone. Not just at Thanksgiving either. No, stop this, please. You're ostracizing me from my entire social circle here, Victoria. Don't you understand the gravity of this situation? Do you have any idea how bad this is going to be for my mental health? Why should I lose my whole family over this? What you're doing is preposterous and immoral. You and that demon brat have ruined my Thanksgiving, and now you're trying to ruin my life. Wait, hold on a sec. So you tried to poison us, but you're the one getting mad? You clearly have no intention of apologizing. Whatever, I don't care. It's not like we'd forgive you even if you did. Goodbye forever, Betty. No, wait, what am I supposed to do about this enormous turkey I bought? You can't not eat turkey on Thanksgiving, it's a sin. You really think you just get to leave and go home after I bought all these expensive ingredients to feed you all? Don't worry, we got a hold of a turkey on the way home from one of Tim's friends who runs a farm. It's roasting nicely in the oven as we speak. We have no intention of ever seeing you again. This will be the last time we ever speak. Don't bother contacting any of us anymore. We'll block you if you ignore our wishes. Oh my God, you're really serious, aren't you? Is my son really abandoning me, his own mother, for you? Tim loves me and Annalise more than anything. He lost any desire to have anything to do with you the moment he found out you tried to poison us. Unlike you, Tim cherishes his family and has a sense of right and wrong. Thank God he didn't take after you. What a nightmare that would have been. With that, the tradition of family Thanksgiving at Betty's house died out, and none of our relatives ever visited her again. To say everyone was disgusted with her for what she did would be an understatement. Some even suggested we should report her to the cops. Tim and I were happy enough to stop at cutting her out of our lives, so after washing our hands of the wicked witch once and for all, we left what to do with her next to the rest of the family. She's probably feeling very, very lonely now that no one wants anything more to do with her. According to one of my friends, who also happens to be her neighbor, she looks like she aged about 10 years in the last 3 months. I'm guessing it probably has to do something with the soul-crushing isolation and regret eating away at her. Apparently, she stopped leaving the house entirely except to take out the trash and is virtually a complete hermit now. Hopefully, she lives out the rest of her years wallowing in misery and despair, cooped up in that lonely house where she can't hurt anyone.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.